already live.
I have
We'll see.
questions.
I just right as you asked that, I hit record, which means we need to fill for some sort of amount of time just to ensure that the recording actually starts, because sometimes
Yeah,
it
that's still a
doesn't,
thing.
and I end up having to go.
So what you're saying is we gotta vamp for a couple of minutes.
Yo,
here.
vamp for like just another 30 seconds or so, just to be sure.
Okay.
Blah, blah.
I would like to ask questions about Count Chocula, but we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll
Cluze,
save
we
it.
said
First
we
rule
weren't
of
going to get
Count
into.
Chocula.
We said we weren't going to get into politics on this.
I don't have a lot of faith in Count Chocula when it comes to regulating the amount of garlic in my food.
Ew, the top of my webcam is massively gross and dusty. Apparently, I don't wipe the top of my webcam like ever or touch it. I
Sounds
actually
right.
don't touch my webcam ever because
Why would
Yeah,
you?
well, you know, once you get it in the right spot, like why would
yeah,
you?
That's where it
there we
lives.
go. And I moved my drink over here because my drink usually sits right under the webcam, and that would have been awful.
You could have
Oh no! I
died.
threw my friend on the ground. Okay.
Now someone's dead.
No,
I
it's
should have told my students I was streaming tonight and told them to come to Twitch.
yeah, because I could always do with a
Don't they
bump
get
in
enough of
viewership.
that normally?
Okay, so we
At the
should
same
be.
time, this is not Monday Night Magic, so there might be swearing, and I don't think my students need to hear me swear much. Much.
Oh yeah, we can. I can say that on this. Wow. Okay, so before we start proper. Also, hello, I'm Chewie, and I'm here with Cluze Squee. You may know them from an old show that we put to rest that apparently somebody resurrected, and we don't care.
Hey, when did we end that anyway? I was trying to think of that this morning when I was brushing my
2020?
teeth. I'm like, when was the last episode of Monday Night Magic proper?
Maybe early 2021.
It
It
was
was
Monday
after
Night
COVID
Magic number 700 was posted to YouTube October 13th, 2020.
2020. Okay.
Wow.
I
I
know that
didn't
we had
realize
that
we went
awkward.
into COVID times.
We
Oh, yeah.
did. Well, the thing was that we were like, yeah, we're probably going to wrap this up in about 10 episodes. And then COVID happened and there just like wasn't content. And so it drug it out for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I was on Manapool number 700.
But
And
yeah,
you were
we're
there.
we're
And you
back.
were there.
According to the Discord channel that we used to use for M&M recording, we haven't done this since February of last year, I think it said, right?
Probably
When
true.
was
Well, we did this early. We should have waited a month.
when was that Invisible Woman posted? February 18th of 2025. So yeah. And we were like, we should do this more often, and everyone went, yeah. And then a year later,
Yeah. And then life was busy and stuff happened and whatever.
it's a problem. But I wanted to show off my I'm wearing my Christmas outfit here. So I love Mom is so cute. I got this shirt from Mom. It has two completely unrelated indie video game characters on it.
Wonderful.
But they're both games you like.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was doing the Super Metroid and Link to the Past randomizer, there was an option to pick who your two sprites would be, and I found a Cuphead for Samus and a Zagreus for Link. And I told Mom that's what I was doing, and she's like, "Who are they again?" I'm like, "Cuphead and Zagreus. They're two of my favorite indie game characters." And she was like, "Oh," and it turns out she wrote that down so she could have the shirt made for me. And it's like the best kind of dumb because, you know, they're just. It would be like if this was like Sonic the Hedgehog and, I don't know, orange juice. It's just, you know, two things that someone likes. And I love
Sonic and OJ, both known for running down the highway in a chase.
Oh. And then I'm also wearing some baby blue penguin jammy pants that Mom got me.
Nice.
So, and I'm wearing both of these for the first time because I just got them a few days ago, and I just did laundry last night. So,
Congrats.
this didn't come in until just recently, and this, I don't know why they ordered me a pair of jammy pants off of Amazon. Probably because they got me 2 pairs of jammy pants from Kohl's and got them like 2 sizes too large. So, and I've gone back to Kohl's 3 times to try to exchange them, and they have no jammy pants. It's like they haven't gotten a jammy pants truck since before Christmas. I don't know.
I imagine inventory everywhere is a bit tight, especially post holidays.
So anyway, that's what I wanted to leave. I wanted to show off my Cuphead and Zagreus shirt and my very, very pastel penguin jammy pants.
Huzzah.
So, hiya, fellas.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi there.
I just hit the microphone. I don't know if anyone heard that.
We did.
No, they definitely heard that.
Oh, sorry about that.
Let me tell you. It was quite loud. Quite
Taste
loud.
of an angry
So
god.
hey, listen. You know, I'm gonna call it pseudo online, right? So I'm like not on any Meta properties. I'm not on any of the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the whatnots. And I'm certainly not on Twitter, which I shall continue to call Twitter because its other name was really stupid and asinine. So we're just not going to do that.
Well, Twitter is a lot shorter than X, formerly known as Twitter.
Right,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. But you know, I keep up with you guys mostly. Like for those who don't know, the 3 of us have a chat running in Google Chat until Google deprecates that, which I'm sure they will like any minute now because it's a thing that works and actually is helpful.
They
Sometimes.
forget about it, and I'm counting on it.
But we have a Google Chat that's been running since
good God,
I don't know,
who
like
even
the
knows?
early 2010s.
It's
And
Google
so I get.
Hangout.
I think
It was a Google Hangout, yeah.
We had a Google Hangout. So I get like just the tiniest bits and pieces of what's going on in your lives. So if you could just take a minute and let me know what's going on in your lives, like literally, what are you doing? I have no idea.
Sure. Yeah. So for me, for the most part, I have been like, so a few years ago, I bought a house. Obviously, this is not my old apartment, and
yeah, obviously, he says, as if we can tell through the blur.
I mean, there's like stuff in the mouse trail, but yeah, there's not a giant case of like PlayStation games and DVDs behind me. Ooh, there might be behind Cluze. Those pop figures.
Yeah, I undid the blur. It was getting distracting, I think, for me.
Fair. But yeah, so part of the fun of buying a house is spending time fixing a house and getting the house to the way that you want it to be, and then getting the house to the way that you want it to be, and then getting the house to the way that you want it to be forever. And after spending the first like year and a half trying to reach such a state and realizing it's impossible, I have started to like try to just get some of my old hobbies back. So I finally finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth after 312 hours.
Nice.
I platinumed it. My understanding is that most people who platinum it do it in like 100 less hours, but I took my time. And now I'm kind of going backwards through my video game queue. So I recently finished playing PS4 Spider-Man 2 on my PS5.
Did his
That was
audio
fun.
just drop severely in the middle of that sentence?
That is odd. Don't know why.
Oh, and then he got loud again.
Weird.
All right.
Well,
in
yeah,
the voice and
so-
video settings,
Sure, I'll go in.
do you... okay, that's input sensitivity. What was the thing I had... What was the thing I had Dirk change? Where is it?
Noise suppression?
Is that on?
Apparently it's set to crisp. Turn that off.
Oh,
Yeah, oh,
yeah.
there we go.
Why does Discord keep turning on settings I didn't want? Anyway, yeah, I am no longer crisp with a K. Um, so hopefully better.
That is
Um,
better.
Yeah, hey, I
yeah,
just turned mine off too, so I don't know if I got louder as well.
fun. But yeah, I'm essentially
Oh
playing through
crap.
video games backwards since I'd started a bunch of games and then started more games, and now I'm going backwards through the strata. So I've just finished playing through PS5 Spider-Man, and I am trying to decide what to do next. Hopefully, something that doesn't take 200 plus hours. Um, so taking recommendations, most likely I'm going to do Expedition 33 at some point because everyone says it's good. And when I went to Dragon Con, a bunch of people were dressed up like Frenchmen, so it's obviously popular, and I think it won like every award or something. So maybe I'll give that a go,
Wait,
or I'll
now
play
when you
Baldur's Gate
say
3
dressed up like Frenchmen, do you mean like with the baguette
with the
and
baguette
smoking?
and the stripes
Yeah,
shirt
the black and white
and
stripe. What why is
all.
that a French thing?
I don't know why it's a French thing, but I know it's a thing in that game, and a lot of people were dressed up as
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
like easily 100 plus people were dressed up like that. So,
Excuse me.
um, so that's nice, but I don't know. So yeah, other than that, lots of TV, lots of movies, lots of general media consumption. I've got a pass to the local movie theater that lets me see a movie a day. Not that I use it that often, but it means that if I'm vaguely interested, I go see a movie. So I've seen a lot of movies in the
Neat.
past year. Um, Started
Okay,
playing
what was your
catch up a few
favorite
shows.
movie from the last year then?
Um,
Oh
so
God,
I
you're
will
hitting
say
with a
that
hard
like,
one, Cluze.
well, so Sinners is really good, as appropriate, as everyone has
It
said.
was really
Sinners
good.
is really good. Um, Weapons was really good. Weapons was intense. Um, Somehow that movie managed to be intense for like 2 hours. Um, so that was nice. Um,
Hmm.
let's
I still need to
see.
see that.
Actually, I've been seeing a lot of horror movies. So my cousin and her husband are into horror movies, and they also have passes for the movie theater. So I saw a lot of movies with them. Um, what was it that I just saw like a week or two ago? Um, I think it was like No Other Choice. Yeah, No Other Choice. I saw that like a week or two ago. Um, it was Korean movie by the guy who did Old Boy and Handmaiden and a bunch of other
Oh,
good movies. But yeah, No Other Choice just came out, and I saw that. So that was good. Um, but yeah, like I've been like last year had a number of good superhero movies. Like Superman was good. I liked it. Thunderbolts was good. Fantastic Four was good. Good year for nerd stuff. Pretty happy with it. Looking forward to seeing Supergirl this year. I think we get the last Spider Verse movie this year. I think that comes out this year, so I look forward to that. Um,
that's cool.
yeah, it's like pretty much just I'm playing media catch up because I fell behind on a lot of stuff. Other than that, yeah, it's really just been trying to spend more time with my family. Um, like my
Nerd.
nephew is 3 now, so he's at the point where it starts to be fun. Um, the concepts that he doesn't understand are interesting. Like I'm not having kids, but I like to borrow my nephew, have the fun adventure, and then drop him off again after he's full of sugar. So it's always nice.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that a fair bit. It's really interesting to see which concepts do and don't stick with children. So he simultaneously understands the concept of later and also does not understand the concept of need and want being different things. So, like, took him to get ice cream at one point, and he decided he wanted to save half of his ice cream for later. And I was very impressed by that. So he ate half of his ice cream and then put the rest of it in the fridge or in the freezer. And then every so often he's like, "Is my ice cream still there?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Good. I want it later." I'm like, "Okay." And then like 30 minutes goes by and he's like, "Is my ice cream still there?" I'm like, "Yes." It's like, "Good. I want it when I get home." Okay. And then when his parents showed up to get him, he's like, "Don't forget my ice cream." Like he's remembers it's there, but he doesn't want it now. He just wants to make sure he doesn't forget it. So that's fun. And he's like 3, so that's neat. But yeah, for the most part, I've just been focusing a bit more on keeping up with my family and stuff there. I haven't like I'm kind of stepping back from going to conventions and stuff for a while, focusing more on other things. So that's nice. Um, Also just been work busy, but I'm always work busy, so that's not really new.
Fair.
Um, yeah, that's most of the highlights.
All right, great, great. Chewy, what have you been up to over the past 11 months?
Um, Same as not, literally nothing has changed. I DoorDash for money. I do the podcast with the dorks some weeks, and I stream sometimes.
So we
Can
hit the
safely say,
highlights with the shirt and the jammy pants.
Yeah, the shirt and the jammy pants is pretty much all that happened and that didn't even happen in 2025. So
All
yeah.
right,
it's been
okay,
the high point of the year so far, though.
fair enough.
I
What a curve.
You're right.
uh,
I try real hard not to keep up with current events because current events are horribly depressing, and yet I still know what's going on, which is annoying.
yeah.
And I try real
Yeah.
hard not to like pay super close attention
Yeah.
because it sucks and is depressing.
Limited control over the outcome. Yeah.
I have been focusing more on playing the video games. I got a Steam Deck for Christmas last year. Did Renee move in over the last 11 months? No, no. She moved in over in I think December 20, that would have been 24. So she already lived here the last time we did this.
Yeah. Do you
But
also think it's weird that we live in 2026?
it is. It's
Yes.
and like I think back, like I'm a bit older than my parents were when they had me.
Yeah, that happens.
And like I remember hearing you were born when? That's so long ago. And I'd get shut up. And now I'm thinking like I was born in 1980 and I think about it and I'm like that was so long ago.
I don't think I'm ever going to get used to interacting with people who were born in a year that starts with a 2.
Right?
Like, I understand it. There's a lot of them. Like, you could be born in the year 2000 and you're 25, and I have to accept that. Um, like, that's reality, but still weird.
But yeah, with the advent of the Steam Deck, I can play. I've got all these games on Steam, and after sitting here and working on stuff, I don't necessarily want to sit here and keep playing
Yeah.
games all the time. So
Is it nice to buy a handheld and have like 1,000 games on it already?
yeah, I mean I don't use it as a handheld though. I
Okay.
used to take it with me dashing, so I could play some Balatro in between orders. But here lately there is no in between orders, so it was just in the way because it's slightly too big to be a handheld that you can like stick in your
I've
pocket.
seen them. They seem pretty big.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I kind of feel that way about the Switch, honestly. Like,
oh yeah,
oh, it's all blurry because that way, Nintendo isn't, paying you for this.
it's
But
true.
no, the Switch and the Switch 2 are just large. Um, if it doesn't fit in my pocket, I don't count it as a handheld.
Yeah,
But
like I could take it with me to the bathroom and play, but that that's about it. It's meant like handheld mode is meant for people with like commutes or when someone else is driving or on a train or
Yeah.
something. Not like I'm not gonna sit in the house and play like this when I could just put it on its little dock and play it on the television with a controller the way that
Right.
the little baby Jesus intended we play video games.
My Switch pretty much lives in the dock. It comes out of the dock if essentially if I want to play video games while someone else is playing video games and what they're playing video games on is the TV.
Yeah.
So like if I'm sitting next to like my girlfriend playing video games, she can play with the TV. I will play with the Switch directly. Um, but I prefer to use it. Like I have like 3 Switch docks, and I'm really annoyed that the Switch 2 is not compatible with the Switch dock because it's a glorified charger and HDMI port, and I'm not going to give them like $100 for another dock.
Really?
Um, Switch docks are incredibly expensive.
No, I mean it's not compatible with the old Switch dock. I mean it's not the first time Nintendo's done crap like that, but
No, the ports don't line up,
of course not.
which is crazy because like the port is literally just a charger in the middle. But I think I don't remember what it was about it, but something about it makes it not compatible. Um,
Yeah,
maybe
and what's
the
more, I
charger is
think
not
you
compatible or
have
something.
to use a specific HDMI cable or it won't work. Because I had like an HDMI cable just like plugged into my TV, and I just
Mhm.
tried plugging it into the. It's either that or it's the power cable. No, it's the power cable that it
I know
doesn't
the
like.
power specifications for Nintendo are different slightly,
Yeah.
which is why you should only use Nintendo charging for your Switch, which is obnoxious. Like you can charge things, but you shouldn't. Um, Thankfully, because I have all of these Nintendo chargers from buying 3 Switch docks and whatnot, I'm covered for that. But yeah, like the Switch 2 lives in the living room and the Switch wanders wherever it needs to go. I do like that saves can move freely between them for at least some games. That is nice. Um,
Oh, that is
if
cool.
you use cloud, you can actually play your Switch games on your Switch 2 and then pull the save back down onto the Switch if you want to take the Switch somewhere. It's like if you want to travel and not risk the more expensive handheld, you can, as long as the game is available for both. So that's nice.
That's cool. But yeah, so like I've played just in the living room, not on stream or back here or anything. I played all of Yakuza 0
Yeah,
just on the Steam Deck. And I don't
clearly
know
a
if you guys
sober
know anything
experience.
about the Yakuza games. They are insane.
I'm familiar with some of the mini games, but
Yeah. I learned how to play Mahjong because of Yakuza 0. Like the actual 4-person Mahjong.
mhm.
Not well, but I learned enough of the rules to be able to get it.
When you're ready, I'll send you bad anime.
No, that's okay. Thanks.
Okay, then I'll send you good anime.
No, it's okay. Thanks.
What if it involves the Japanese Prime Minister playing mahjong with nukes on the line?
No, I'm still good. Thanks.
Fair enough.
I played through XCOM, enemy unknown / enemy within. You know the
Yeah,
2016. When did this game come out? 2012. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I played the 2012 rather, XCOM again entirely on the Steam Deck. I played Sniper Elite 3. You guys remember the charity stream? I was playing Sniper Elite. Actually,
yeah,
after that, I ended up playing through all of Sniper Elite 3, and I
nice.
haven't gone back to the series yet. I played. You guys remember Puzzle Quest?
Yeah,
Oh God, yes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had never played Puzzle Quest, and I found it on Steam on sale for $3 or $4, and I went, you know what? I'm gonna get that and play it, and I did. I played it for 69.4 hours, and then it ended, and I went, that was it, because it was fun. I liked it, but the little world map that you walk around on, it's got all of this area way over here to the left and way up here to the north. This just, you never go there. I'm like,
Yeah.
why? I kept expecting, eventually we'd move over and no, there's just nothing. And I was like, oh, okay. Thank you.
That feels like most of my experience with Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, but adamantoise.
I did not do that.
Terrible.
I did not want to spend 30 hours fighting that at launch.
Ooh, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. I played in its entirety out in the living room. Yeah, and I started my second run of Baldur's Gate 3 out there, but a combination of the controller that I've been using for a while, I finally got a new one, right, on the last day of the year because taxes. Because this is tax deductible now for me, and it's a good thing I did that when I did, because the A button on the one I've been using for the last however many years wants to, like, when you hit it, it wants to like the turbo function is turned on. There is no turbo function. So it makes playing Baldur's Gate 3 and lots of games, it turns out, really annoying. And also the right shoulder button wants to, a good chunk of the time, not trigger. Which means, and in controller for Baldur's Gate, you do lots of things with that button. So I'm forever like, go. Fucking work. Pull up the menu. And it's like, oh, did you want the menu?
Yeah.
Here. Also, something about on the Steam Deck, it keeps wanting to freeze. Okay, no, I'm sorry. It doesn't freeze. I can still walk around and, like, open my inventory and stuff, but I can't do anything.
You can't, it can't load additional elements beyond what it already had when you entered the area.
No, it's like all of a sudden, it's happened to me 3 times now. Once was in the middle of combat. Like, I was like, hit that guy. And it would go, what? And I'm like, attack that guy. And it goes, what? I'm like, okay, cast a spell on that guy. And it goes, what? I'm like, switch to a different character. You attack that guy. What? And then this last time, I did a thing. Like, it's like, there's a guy being tortured, and I saved him. Spoilers, I guess? I don't know. And he ran off, and I was like, okay, let me pick up. Oh, I had stolen a bunch of stuff laying there, and there's no one around to see it, but because I didn't immediately leave, this goblin comes walking in and is like, oh, someone's been stealing stuff. That's you. And I was like, I'll kill you. And I killed the goblin, and I was trying to loot the body, and I was like, pick him up, and I wanted to hide the body because I don't know if other goblins will react to corpses. I don't actually know that about this game. I don't think so. But just in case, I was trying to throw the body in the chasm, and I was like, throw. And Carla picked him up and threw him like this far, and I went, okay, throw him again. And she went, what? And I'm like, throw this body in that pit. And it's like, way is blocked. I'm like, way is not blocked. Throwing with a controller in this game is a little fiddly, so I repositioned her, and I'm like, pick a body, throw this body in that chasm. And it goes, what? And I'm like, throw body. Wait, did I loot him? Loot body. And no. Throw body in chasm. No. And then I realized, oh, it happened again. I'm like, load. And it goes, what? I'm like, save. It goes, what? I'm like, exit game. It goes, what? I'm like, take me back to Steam. And it goes, okay. I'm like, thank you.
You said throw body in chasms so many times that when AI is scraping this video, someone's going to be knocking on your door.
Let's hope so. It just and that never happened on the PC. It's just the thing that's happened on the Steam Deck, and I don't know why. They released a like native Linux version specifically for the Steam Deck, and that
Yeah.
made it a lot smoother, but that still hangs up sometimes, and it goes what, and it just like I said, I can still move around and do stuff, but I can't do stuff.
I like the idea of the Steam Deck, and I'm sure it's absolutely an amazing tool. I cannot think of a single time I've tried to play a game on Steam where it hasn't at minimum reinstalled DirectX and messed up my computer. So the idea of having a single handheld thing that actually manages the drivers and everything that would be necessary for that vast of a library, kind of ambitious.
And yet, other than that, you do have to do some fiddling with settings and whatnot in for some games that don't have the Steam. What is it?
Mhm.
What is it called? Oh, I can't see it. Go to the store page. Um, Steam verified Steam Deck compatibility.
Got it.
But there is a handy little plug-in you can get for the Steam Deck called Decky, uh, which then connects to other services. I've got the How Long to Beat plug-in thing. So on the splash screen, it'll have a little box that tells you what How Long to Beat says. And also I've got the Proton DB thing installed that has, instead of just verified or I don't know or whatever, it's platinum and gold and silver, and then you can go click on that and it'll open up the Steam DB page for Steam Deck, the Proton DB page for Steam Deck for that game, and you can see all the comments, and most of them are like, if you just change, like I installed Pinball FX3 because I really wanted to play some pinball, and it opened in a window about this big on my TV, and I went, that's not good. So I maneuvered to the thing, and it was like, oh, if you change the resolution and then change it back, it'll fix that. And I went, oh, that was easy, thanks. But every once in a while, there's a little thing. Oh, if you run it with like this extension on Steam,
Got
which
it.
you can type in, then it solves all your problems. I'm like, oh, that's nice. XCOM was a
Sure.
trip because XCOM didn't recognize the controller
That
at
sounds like a
all,
problem.
which
Yeah.
on the Steam Deck plugged into the you could use the touchpad if I had it out. So I think I had to go get it out and maneuver to the options and then turn on the controller, and then it worked fine, without a hitch ever, forever after that. So, and it's the least, apparently, because it's made by Steam and is made to work specifically with Steam. It is the least fiddly of the handheld PC things. Because I did, before I asked for a Steam Deck from my parents, I did a lot of like searching around and watching comparison videos and whatnot of all the different handheld PC things. And the overwhelming majority is, if you just want to plug shit in and play it, get a Steam Deck. And I went,
Fair.
thank you. That's
That's
what I
fair.
needed to know. It's like the
I
second most powerful and like the
yeah.
second most whatever, most options or whatever, but it's the easiest to use. And I was like,
That's completely fair. Like I know that after spending so much time with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on my PS5, obviously I was playing this well into when the PC version came out. And so when I was doing like the post game challenges and I wasn't afraid of spoilers anymore and I could finally see other people talking about it and whatever, I noticed that so many people, when they would run their footage in the background or when they would do their own run throughs of like, here's how to beat this challenge or whatever, they're blatantly playing it on the PC because they're running mods. And mostly they just use them to steal outfits from the mobile game because they could just port them directly into the main game and just have different clothes that people are wearing. Like nothing inappropriate, just like the models exist in
yeah,
the
sure.
same engine, so they just
Nothing
rip them out.
inappropriate, right, Cluze?
I mean, not in the YouTube videos. I'm sure on their personal screens there's like 4 boobs per character, but like in terms of the stuff that they put on YouTube of like doing the challenges or whatever, yeah, they're clearly just using like outfit swaps or whatever. But Anyway, so I started finally looking at like the general discourse in the game now that I'm not worried about spoilers. And the amount of people that are like, why does my game run bad? And it's like, what mods do you have installed? Like, oh, I didn't have any of those problems. I just played it on console. It's kind of nice not having to figure out why game bad if I'm just playing it on console. Um, that said, whenever I play Baldur's Gate 3, it will obviously be on PC. Um, and I will deal with whatever I have to deal with when I get there because I want the game to work and I want the game to have whatever third party fixes for inevitable bugs there are. Although my understanding is they've actually done a very good job of maintaining support for that game. So might
Yeah.
not even be necessary, but I'd rather have it on PC anyway.
There are a lot of like the little pop-up window that tells you what things do or what effect magic items have or whatever. A bunch of those are either misleading or just wrong. But other
Great.
than that, I don't. Oh, I did have one small issue that forced me to have to reload an old save and make me replay like 3 hours of it.
That's frustrating.
Well, it's my own fault, but also that shouldn't have happened. So there's a
Yeah.
point where there's someone who has been imprisoned, and I would like to save them, but a cutscene triggers when you get close, and from
Oh,
there determines whether or not when you open the door they are hostile or
gotcha.
not. And that cutscene started, and then immediately a person, another character, walked up and was like, "Oi, you've been stealing!" Because this is a thing that I do in this game.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oi, you've been stealing," and I was like, "Piss off!" And I passed the persuasion check, and he was like, "Well, don't let it happen again," and he walked off, and that cutscene never picked back up, and I couldn't
Oh,
re-trigger it. So I then left and went off and did stuff for like 2.5 hours and came back and opened the cell door, and he was hostile, and I helped him kill all of his jailers, and he was still hostile, and I'm like, what do I do? And I searched around on the interwebs and was
yeah.
like, how do I fix this? And it was like, well, when the cutscene happens, you have to either do this or that. And I'm like, I didn't get that cutscene. I got like a second of it.
Yeah.
Shit. So I had to find the
It
save
was a
right before
very
that.
quick time event.
The quickest of time.
No, not a quick time event. It was like a full on like cutscene.
Right.
Yeah, no. I'm
Yeah,
saying
you,
the
you
one
missed your
second that you
window
got
to address this
was
Oh
because
yeah.
yeah.
you were still in here.
Like
Um,
there are little goblin children throwing rocks at him, and you have to either be like, will you stop that, or join in, and those are the only two options.
yeah.
And because the other option is just do nothing, and I guess when that cutscene got cut off, it just read as me doing nothing. So when I opened the cell door,
Weird.
he wasn't happy with me, and I was like, mother.
The same thing happens in the first hour of BioShock Infinite. Only it's way more racist there. Um,
It's true.
but
Look, you broke Cluze.
yeah, I I always think whenever they have like free roaming characters that can engage in like in-game event stuff that's not like locked out by other in-game event stuff, I think back to when I was playing Assassin's Creed 3 and I was in like a conversation with an NPC to like trigger a fetch quest or something, but while I was doing that, like a red coat walked by and just started stabbing me. But I'm locked into the conversation, so like I can't stop and fight them or anything. I'm just choosing menu items, and my character's standing there, getting beaten and stabbed, bleeding everywhere as he takes total damage. But he's continuing this conversation. Like he gets knocked on the ground, he stands back up. He's just chumbawamba through this thing, and I died with a conversation message open. So like I couldn't exactly do anything, and I just straight up died. And it's like I wish I'd had a recording of it because it's really funny watching him continue doing the voiceover work while also just throughout the whole thing. Like it's the kind of stuff that would absolutely make a stupid YouTube video if you could trigger it on purpose.
I was gonna say that
But
is but that's some Bethesda sounding stuff right there. Where
uh,
the favorite one that
it,
I've seen lately is from New Vegas, where some dude is like, "You need to be careful. There's death claws out there, and right behind him is a death claw about to grab him." I'm like, "See now, that's
wonderful.
funny."
That's pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. I've just had the annoying version of this that isn't funny, where because I was just playing PS Spider-Man 2. In the first Spider-Man game, if you are swinging around and like J. Jonah Jameson pops on your radio or whatever, and you like run into a crime, you miss the cutscene, but you can go replay it in like the menu. You
Yeah,
can't
all
do
of the
that in two.
episodes are saved for you to
Yeah,
listen to later, which I
they
didn't
they
know
don't do that.
until I was done with the game, and I went, "Oh, look at that."
Yeah, two doesn't do that for the podcast or the J. Jonah Jameson segments. You just don't get it. You just miss the whole thing, and there's no replay.
That's awkward.
Um, it sucks because like they're funny, and like I just missed them because I did the second playthrough on like the higher difficulty to get the one thing left for like the last trophy, and I caught things that I missed the first playthrough because I learned that as soon as I finish any event, climb on a building and stay there because they're gonna eventually play audio and I want to hear it. But
Oh,
yeah,
did I not make myself? Oh, I'm still invisible. Oh, okay. So even though I tagged, at everyone on Discord to say, "Hey, I'm live," people are like, "Are you streaming?" Because I was still invisible on Discord. Whoops.
you're
Okay,
hidden
sorry.
from the world.
How about you, Cluze? What have you been up to?
Well, much like Bill, excuse me, Squee, much like Squee,
I respond to both.
I've
William.
reached that stage in adulthood where it's mostly just adulthood. It's
Yeah,
work, house stuff, more work, occasionally more house stuff. The past couple of years, I don't really control my schedule as far as what classes I teach in any given semester. And so for the past like I don't know 4 years or so, I've had a 9 a.m. class 4 days a week, and I hate 9 a.m. classes. I am not
You
really
are
that
not the
much of a
only one.
morning person.
yeah.
Students don't really like the 9 a.m. classes either. This semester, my earliest class is at noon, and it is so weird. Like, I can just get up, make coffee, get some work done, take a shower, make my lunch, go to campus, get some more work done, eat my lunch, then I go to class. It's so weird. So
Did you
I'm
end up
reveling
doing
in
like
that.
morning office hours or something instead? Or
No, I went ahead and scheduled my office hours in the afternoon in between the classes that I'm teaching because
fair.
I wanted my mornings to be as free as
No,
possible.
that's fair.
So,
Like
That's
you
awesome.
don't end up like working nights, do you? Is it just a nicer schedule?
it depends. So, like last night, I had an event at the observatory that I had to be at. So yesterday was a pretty long day, and because I kind of start my day kind of mid morning, I just tend to stay at work a little bit
Yeah.
later. Just getting random paperwork, answering emails,
Yeah.
grading, that kind of stuff. So like today I was there till like 6:30, and then I came home and I made dinner, and now I'm on a call with you guys. So
Fair enough.
it kind of depends on the day, but man, those mornings, it's so great, to be 100% honest. Nothing exciting really happened in my life in the past year. Nothing
You
major
did flee the
changed.
country on a boat, didn't you?
I did flee the country on a boat for a little while. I mean, I do that with great regularity. So
They
yeah, I
brought you
was I was
back.
gone over I was gone over Christmas. Coming back was maybe the mistake. I should have stayed
Hmm.
away, but here I am. Um, the most recent cruise I went on, I did catch some kind of upper respiratory virus. It was not the COVID, and
Yeah.
it was not influenza because I got the combination COVID influenza test when I got home. But it just had this terrible lingering cough.
Is
It's
that
just
like
been
the
going on for a couple
combination
of weeks.
Pizza Hut and Taco Bell?
It is like a Kentucky Hut, which is the
Yeah.
one that you want.
Brought to you
The
by
Kentucky
Pepsi.
Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, the Kentucky Hut.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The restaurant
But it's
equivalent of a
why I threw in
turducken.
a cough drop just a minute ago because of that lingering
Yeah.
cough. Since we're all updating about Baldur's Gate, I guess I'll update about Baldur's Gate, a game I've never actually finished. So I had not played it, and I've got a couple of buddies that I play online games with. That one of them is like crazy into Baldur's Gate. He's played it all the way through like 15 times.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, we should totally like do a playthrough together. Like it'll be awesome. Like you guys should come and do this." And so three of us started Baldur's Gate. And the problem is there's the one guy who's totally into it and he can't wait for us
Yeah.
to see this thing, but he doesn't want to spoil the thing.
Yeah.
And the other two of us are like, "Hey man, we like have limited time for gaming, so we don't want to make a career out of this. Like, what should we do?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't want to tell you. You should figure it out." And we're like, "No, really, we're we're not in this for the long. Like, we just want to shoot the shit and have some fun. Like, what should we do?"
You're not here
And
to
it
do
led to
the
a falling
entire
out.
game. Oh,
Yeah,
that sucks.
yeah. So it was. I've never finished it. We got, I don't know, maybe like 2 hours in, maybe 3 hours in,
Mhm.
and then it just all fell apart. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's
I
everything I know about Baldur's Gate.
I tried to play what was it?
I don't know.
Borderlands 2.
Hmm.
My one of my best friends from high school, like years ago, he'd already played through Borderlands 2 several times. He played with like every one of the six main characters. And as such, like I wanted to hey, let's play some online game together. Like, pick one. As long as it's not an MMO, I'll do it. And so like he wanted to play Borderlands 2. I'm like, cool. So we're jumping into it. I have not played this game. I've not played any of them before. And he played it like crazy. So like as soon as the game starts, he picked like his favorite character to play, and I'm like, okay, I'll pick this one. And like I'm running around like generally like kill thing, maybe take loot. I don't know. He's like running off and doing quests and stuff. He's like, get in the car, we're going here. I'm like, okay. And like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's going on. He's just like he's not telling me how to play, but he is kind of giving me that direction, and that's nice. But like on the same note, he's so experienced with this game that we go to anywhere and he's like he's pre-picked up the best weapons for dealing with this thing, and I'm over here like I have a shovel, I'm a hit thing. And it really gets in the way of understanding how to play. And so we did this for a few sessions, and then it's like I don't think this is gonna work. But it was fun for the time. I can't imagine playing a game with a story with someone who's already played the story. I think that would actually drive me crazy. Like I
Yeah.
have trouble watching TV shows with people who already know what's gonna happen. Um, I It's like that thing where if they start watching your face, something is about to happen that they want to see your reaction to, and that's very distracting from watching the show. And like I don't like that. Um, like, and I'm awful for that in the other direction. Like if I've seen something and I'm watching it with someone who hasn't seen it, if they reach for their phone, I'm like, don't do it. I want you to watch the show. This is good. Please don't get out your phone. No, don't do it. No, no. Now is not a good time to go to the bathroom. Don't do it. And it drives me nuts. And then I know that makes it insufferable for them.
Yeah,
And so I
I've had
probably
to.
shouldn't watch media with people.
I've had to get over that with Renee because Renee's undiagnosed ADHD is out of control, and like a good half the time we'll be sitting there watching something, and I'll look over and she's just got her phone,
Yeah.
and I don't think
Um,
she's doing anything on it. She's just got it, and I'm like,
I mean, uh, so I mentioned earlier, I go to movie theater with my cousin and her husband, and in the movie theater, like we go to Alamo Draft House, so like the no phone rules and all of that kind of stuff, very very strict. So like go there, watch the movie, it's great. Um, they came over to watch movies for like Halloween, just because we wanted to watch some other movies and just see what would be fun there. And like my cousin, she watches movies with a phone right here the whole time if she's at home. And like she's the reason why Netflix makes people say what's going on 4 times per episode now. And I can't, like I understand people watch things, enjoy them their own way, but it is so distracting to me. And like I feel this obligation to be like, we don't have to do this and they're having fun and it works for them. But like for me, I'm just like I can't. Like if I'm watching TV, like there's some TV where I get it. Like there's absolutely background noise television and I understand that. But like if we're watching a movie or watching something that actually has a plot, it's really really distracting for me if people are not paying attention. Or if they're comfortable just getting up and leaving the room, like and getting food or something, but they don't pause it. I'm just like, but what if thing happens? And also, I don't want to have to recap what they missed when they get back. So I don't know. I have accepted that more than a decade of living alone means that I've gotten very comfortable with specifically watching things by myself, and learning how to
Yeah.
watch things with other people has been hard. But
Yeah, like for instance, over the last few days, Renee has been watching. I think it's an AMC show that's on Netflix called NOS 4A2. It's Nosferatu.
I assume that is a early 2000s internet vampire.
No, it is like a 2020 bizarre ass vampire something or other. I don't know. It's got the guy that played young Spock in it. And every time I go out there, she's got her tablet here and she's like working on a puzzle while the show plays. And I'm like, not liking it. She's like, oh, yeah, it's fine.
Uh,
I'm like, but you're not watching. She's like, I'm watching enough. I was like, oh, it's one of
yeah,
those shows. Okay.
right.
And then like I came back home from dashing early or something. I'm standing there with her, and I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? She's like, it's I don't know. I'm like, do you not know? She's like, no, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm like, that's fair. She's like 2 episodes from the end. I'm like,
I get that. One of the things that is really challenging for me is watching TV shows with someone who is comfortable wikiing it while we're watching it.
is that a thing?
Yeah. Where like, oh, that's really interesting. Wikis the entire season summary so
No.
that they can see if this is something they want to watch to the end. And then they'll watch it to the end, but like they'll be looking at their phone half the time, and I'm just like, why are we watching this? Like, what are you doing?
What are we even
Like,
doing here?
how is this how media is consumed? But like, it's a thing. Like, it is absolutely a thing. There's a lot of people who like they get perfect enjoyment out of one verifying that this is going somewhere that they like, and then just taking it in. Like they have zero qualms with spoilers, and I'm not compatible with that. I hate having things spoiled for me to the point where I don't even watch movie trailers anymore. And I would rather give the show the best chance it possibly has at showing me what it wants to show me. And now that I don't like watch trailers anymore and I try not to watch promos or commercials for shows, a lot of times I go into something blind and sometimes it just sucks. But the
It
times that things
worked.
surprise me are nice.
It worked really
Like,
well for Sinners, though.
yeah, I really liked going into Centers not knowing
I
what was
had
going
no
on.
idea what kind of movie Sinners was.
It's wonderful.
So when it took that turn, I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I knew something was going to happen, but I didn't know what, and that was the important part. I just didn't know what. That if the entire movie had been like the first half, it would have been great too. So, like, yeah, Sinners was great. If anyone's watching or listening and hasn't seen Sinners, do that. It's a good movie. Fair warning, it is rated R and earns it, but it's a good movie. Uh,
Yeah,
I
I have
think
not seen it, but it is on my list of yeah, we need to
Oh,
do this.
it's
highly
good.
recommend.
Yeah, watch it at a time when you can go start to finish without stopping. Like, I mean, it's a
Hmm.
movie, obviously, but like you're gonna want to be able to just like turn the lights off and sit there and just go start to finish. You're not gonna want to pause to like make dinner or anything.
That was another
So,
Kugler joint, wasn't it? It was, yeah.
yeah, yep.
Yeah,
And
I've been making a concerted effort to try and not like second screen my media consumption as much as possible to like
yeah,
if I'm gonna watch a thing, watch the thing. If you're not, don't. Like
the only thing that I will second screen when I'm watching a show for now is resolving that feeling of where have I seen this person,
hmm
because that will distract me. Like, I won't do it for a movie, but if it's a TV show and it's like, where have I seen this guy before? Gonna bug me and distract me, so I'll just pull out my phone and I'll do my damnedest to find out without spoiling the show for myself. Because thanks to the world of AI generated content answers when you Google things, you can't just Google the character name. It's gonna spoil something
no,
for you.
yeah,
Um,
that's why I go straight to IMDb. Like that's
yeah,
fair game, but other than
as
that,
long as
I try to
like
avoid
I
it.
don't remember. Does IMDb tell you how many episodes someone's in? Because that's
It
usually the spoiler.
does, unfortunately,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's usually your spoiler. Or if they say season one only, you're like, well, that guess I won't get invested. Um,
I
so yeah,
I love it's that AI generated thing at the top of Google. I really wish you could
hate
turn
that.
off because it just like you
I have it
said, it
ad
has
blocked.
no qualms about. Oh yeah, such and such plays Steve, who is ultimately revealed to be the villain. God damn it!
Yeah. I put in the AI generated thing as an ad, and my ad blocker removes it. But I don't have that power on my phone. I only have that power on my desktop. But I hate it. I also just hate the fact that if I Google anything, I'm probably burning down a forest somewhere because I can't make it not still run the process, even if it doesn't display it for me. Um, it's just frustrating. But
I mean, I think that's primarily to the generative AI.
yeah, it is. It's just like the tiny contributing to it. Like, I hate when it sits there for a little bit. Ooh, speaking of, I'm getting the little thing in Twitch that it's like, are you running an ad block? Consider giving us money. And I'm like,
No,
no. I think it's mad because I blocked 137 ads since opening it. Um, but yeah. Um, that said, though, like I have been enjoying a lot of TV shows for streaming and doing my best to avoid spoiling things for me because a lot of this, like I finished Cobra Kai. Um, that was fun.
I never did
Um,
finish Cobra Kai.
it's fun. I mean, it continues to be fun. Um, I think my only real criticism of Cobra Kai is that I feel like sometimes they thought they were going to be done and they weren't. So then they have characters that repeat some character growth threads, but still great. Still enjoyed it. Um, like looking forward to more of a lot of shows coming out this year. I think now that we're finally catching up from the strike, um, so a lot of shows that were kind of on pause for a bit are finally getting more. Um, I've enjoyed From, which is like a horror TV show that has 3 seasons out right now.
What's
The
it
fourth
called?
one's coming out this. Just the word From, like FROM,
Okay,
which
that's
is
what I
like
thought
the
you said.
worst search term ever. But it it's pretty solid. The basic premise is there's a town. It's like a small town, and sometimes when people are driving, they end up in that town and they can't leave. And no matter what you do, you can't leave. But also at night, horrifying monster people who are always smiling come out and they will destroy you. And so all of the people that are stuck there have to find ways to survive them. And also, every so often, like another car full of people come in and they don't believe you when you tell them you have to go inside right now or you will die. And it's kind of like the take on, you're pulling up into the town in the horror movie and all the locals look crazy and stare at you or whatever, but like from the locals' perspective. Um, It's really good. It's had 3 seasons. It's a mystery show trying to figure out what's going on and why. I think it's supposed to be 5 total, so if you wait a little bit, then you'll probably watch all of it. But I've liked that. That's been fun. That's getting a new season soon. A new season of Invincible comes out in like a month or two, so that's
Oh yeah.
nice. Season 4, I guess. Um, I've managed to avoid comic book spoilers for Invincible, so I'm just sort of taking the show as I can. But that's always fun.
Other than
Oh,
Fantastic Four, I don't think I've seen anything comic book related in multiple years. And I only went to see
Superman's
Fantastic
good.
Four because Brian and Carrie were like, "Hey, we're going to see
Yeah,
Fantastic Four. You should come." And I'm like, "All right, fine."
yeah. Like
yeah. What did
Fantastic Four
you
was
what
fun.
I was going to mention both
Yeah,
that and Superman from last year and see what you guys thought of it. I enjoyed the Fantastic Four first steps.
Yeah,
It was fine. It was fun. Like it wasn't like amazing. It wasn't terrible. It
yeah.
was just, hey, I went to a movie and I had a good time.
It's
yeah,
the best Fantastic Four movie since Incredibles.
yeah.
It's fun. Like I appreciate that I didn't have to watch the origin story. I like the retro future style thing. I thought they got the characters pretty good. I feel like it tried to do a lot in one movie and it suffered a little bit from it, but I enjoyed it. It was sufficiently dumb in the best possible ways when it comes to a
Yes.
lot of the things that happened, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird though, like not gonna go like plot spoilery because obviously not everyone has seen it, but it's really weird to me that in that setting, because it's not the main Marvel universe, but it's a setting where pretty much the Fantastic Four are pretty much fascist overlords when it comes to literally everyone does whatever they tell them. It's like this is some weird Ayn Rand world where everyone just listens to Mr. Fantastic and goes, "Okay, sir." And then what's the world problem? All right, if you say so, we'll do whatever, no matter how absurd it is. And I thought that was very odd because I was waiting for the movie to be like, and this is bad, and it just never did. So that's something. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I think Superman was probably the better superhero movie of the
Oh
two
yeah,
of them.
absolutely.
Like
I
Superman
still
was just
haven't
really
seen
good.
Superman.
Yeah, it's good.
You should. It's
I
I
worth
think
it.
you'll
mean,
It's
like it.
another one of those. This is fun.
I didn't miss it because I'm opposed to James Gunn or whatever. I missed it because I don't go to theaters.
Yeah,
Is it on Max yet?
I don't know what streaming platform it's on, but probably. I mean, at least for right now, they still own DC, so I assume. Um, I think it was out like a month in, but
Oh,
yeah, give it a watch. It's fun. Like things hit streaming so fast now.
Yeah.
Until Netflix successfully buys Discovery or doesn't, um, I imagine it's on Max. But like Netflix
somehow I've been
buying
signed out of
Paramount, I guess, if they can.
Max on my
We'll
tablet.
see.
Speaking of Netflix, I guess I have to ask about K-pop Demon Hunters and
I
if
have
you
not
all
seen
have
it.
seen it.
I have not.
Really?
I know it's like the biggest thing that came out last year. I have not seen it.
I
I've just
know
not
everyone with
prioritized
Neither
it.
of
kids
you.
hates it because their kids wanted to watch it 8,000 times.
I know it's
Oh,
very
okay, all right.
successful.
I'm gonna recommend it.
Okay,
It's gonna get 2 thumbs up from Clues, and it's
fair.
gonna be, hey, this is like less than two. I think it's under 2 hours, but it's
Yeah,
It
I think it's
is,
definitely
like a
worth
yeah.
your
90-minute movie or
time.
something. I just haven't seen it.
Um,
Um,
it's fun. The music is catchy. I bought the soundtrack. That's how much I
fair.
enjoyed it. So
I am down for that. Yeah, like it's so I have a queue of things that I want to get to.
Oh, hey, Weapons
Usually
is on
be
Max.
usually for me it's a matter of whenever starting a TV show, we tend to watch the whole show before we move on to the next thing. When it comes to
mhm.
movies, it has to be in a case of like, all right, when are we in the mood to watch specifically this movie? Like we don't sit down and like pick a movie. We have to make a plan to watch that movie at that time.
Yeah.
And so my list of movies that I want to get around to is very long. And I kept telling myself, well, the next time I go on a work trip, I'm just going to watch a movie on the plane. And the thing that I usually run into is like they tell you to turn off your devices for like the first 15 minutes of the flight and like the last 15 minutes of the flight. So if you're not going like east to west coast, you might not be able to finish the movie. And I wanted to like there's some movies that I've been meaning to watch forever, but like at home I don't sit down and watch like a 2 to 3 hour movie. So it just doesn't
Yeah.
really happen. Um, but that's one of the things that's on my to watch list. The number one TV show on my to watch list is the one that Cluze has been telling me to watch for a decade,
The Expanse.
and The Expanse
Babylon
is the
5?
number
Oh,
one
okay.
movie. I'm not gonna watch Babylon 5, Cluze. Um, but The Expanse is like the number one TV show on my to watch list when I'm ready to like commit to like what 6 seasons or something
It's only
of a
5.
TV. Five.
And I think one of the seasons is a little short.
Okay.
There was a season that, for budgetary reasons, is a you'll know it when you get to
I'm
it.
sure. I'm sure.
Everything's a little different.
So part of my challenge there is that I know that when I'm done with it, if I'm liking it, then there are books because
Yeah,
I know the TV show does not adapt all of the books, and that if you watch the whole TV show and then you want to get into the books, you've got to read like the conversion guide to understand what changes were made because characters were merged or something, and that's just feels like a whole thing. Um,
it is.
but my
There's a reason
understanding is
why,
it's
even
very
though
good.
yeah, there's a reason why, even though I'm a big fan of the show, I have not made it through the books. Like I bought the books on my e-reader, immediately after I finished the show, and I started reading them, and then I started to get to the point where it's like, okay, this character's not someone that I know, but they're kind of like someone I know.
Yeah,
Like, did they exist? And I just kind of stopped.
yeah. That's the conversion's always hard. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So like that's the top TV show on my to watch list, and it has been for a while. Um, my movie to watch list just gets bigger and bigger with time. But oh, weirdly enough, so like last week I saw 28 years later, The Bone Temple, I think is what they call it,
Yeah, what
and
is that? Is that like an expansion pack for the movie? Like what?
it is the direct continuation of 28 years later. Like literally, it opens where 28 years later ended, like that scene. It is
Huh.
Oh,
the same characters, it just continues. My understanding is that 28 years later and the spinoff were filmed at the same time, and the movie came out 28, like the new one came out 28 weeks after the old one did. So they just straight up made two movies at the same time and released them within a year of each other because
hmm.
they're the same story continuing on. I have not seen 28 years later. I did not know it was a direct continuation of the previous one. I thought it was a spinoff. And so I went into this and like because I saw it at Alamo, they have like some YouTube guy recapping all of the events of the movie before that. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm glad I have this context for the movie that I'm here to see. I also wish I just watched the previous movie before I got here and had a play by play on the entire previous movie. Um, that said, it's very good.
Hmm.
It's it is well and truly at that point in the zombie storyline where it is not about the zombies. Um, because I saw 28 months or weeks or whatever later, I guess 28 weeks later, like when it came out in 2007, and I hadn't seen Days, but I went out to see 28 weeks later with my friends, and so I got the quick recap of the first movie, watched the second one, then I went to this one not realizing that it was what it was, and so I've seen the second and fourth movies of this franchise.
Okay.
Um,
I've only ever seen the first,
Yeah,
so
me
well,
too.
I will say that the 28 years later Bone Temple spinoff, whatever, is way better than it has any right to be as something that is ultimately a zombie movie.
Hmm.
Um, it's surprising how good it was. So consider that an endorsement if this is your genre. Um, so I liked it. Apparently, it is not doing well because it was released in January, right after Christmas, as January tends to be, but also right after, like, I guess the value of the dollar has become approximately nothing, so people can't afford to go to movie theaters. So that does not bode well for it. Also, it's currently gotten no promotion. I don't know because I don't like watch promotions. I went because my cousin's husband wanted to see it. He also wants to see the new Silent Hill movie, and I've seen none of the Silent Hill movies, so I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't think it
Um,
matters.
well, I don't know. I don't know if it's like game adapting or just inspired by or what, because like I've seen three of the Resident Evil movies, and those are not the game. And I've seen um, like Until Dawn, which has nothing to do with the game, and I'm kind of offended that they borrowed the name of the game for this because it has nothing to do with it at all. Like they just grabbed the license and stapled it over a different movie. Um, so that's annoying.
See, having not
Um,
played the game, I enjoyed Until Dawn. It
oh, I
wasn't
enjoyed the
like
movie too.
great,
It's just
but
no,
it
like
was fun.
it was fun. It was a fun movie. It just had nothing to do with the video game at all, and that's just very distracting for me.
But Bill had that
Um,
one actor.
did it? I don't think it did.
Yeah, the
um,
guy. Oh, damn it, what's his name? What?
That guy.
Yeah, from the Big Lebowski. Freaking Stormare. There we go, Peter Stormare.
okay.
He's
Like
in the game and the movie as
yeah, but
completely different,
completely
unrelated
different
characters.
characters. And like it has nothing to do with the game at all. And I'm okay with that. It's just distracting that they bothered to go with the game like because the game is a movie. Like the actual game is a movie. It's just a choose your own adventure movie. So yeah, it's just weird. Um,
Renee and I
but
are currently watching She-Ra because it's falling off of Netflix in a month.
fair.
Even though it's a Netflix show, apparently it had a limited license.
Yeah, that happens.
And I've been meaning to rewatch it for years because I watched through it once, back in the day, and it was really good.
Yeah,
And we
I have
finally
not.
finished Avatar because she'd never seen it. And
Are
with
you
us
ready for
talking
more?
about it on the show for the new set, I was like, damn it,
Yeah.
now I want to watch Avatar again, but I don't want to buy any magic cards. So I think this whole marketing thing has backfired on them, but whatever. For me, I'm
I
sure it
mean,
made them go zillions of money, but
they are doing more, aren't they? Like they're
more
doing like
Avatar or just more in
yeah,
general?
more
Because, yeah,
Avatar.
they're doing lots more.
Yeah, they're doing like a new season with the Avatar after Korra, and they're doing something with the original group is like older.
Oh, I thought you meant magic.
Oh, I mean, Magic is doing everything. Like I'm assuming by now they've actually just released the Smurfs. Um, like if you told me that you tap Yogi Bear to make the spruce goose fly, I would believe you. Don't know if it's true, but I believe you. Um, but yeah, like they're doing more Airbender stuff.
Weird. But we finished that, and I was like, do you think we can get through essentially 4 13-episode seasons in a month? And Renee goes, we could try. And I was like, we could try. So we're monster. We're 2 episodes from the end of season 3, but seasons 2 and 3 are half a season each. So we're 2
Huh.
episodes from the end of season 2 out of 4. And it's only been a week. So I think we can manage a week and a
Of
half, I
Korra?
think. But if you haven't watched She-Ra, you can mainline them now.
Oh,
It's
She-Ra, right?
really
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
and I'm
They
pretty
are.
sure when Netflix drops it, it's just going to evaporate, unfortunately.
That tends to happen to things that they cling to, and they often don't get physical media. Um,
Because I don't know if anyone else is going to pick it up or if there are any plans to. I saw a social media post from the creator who I cannot remember what name that person is going by now because it's not. I think the name on the show is a dead name now. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's right. And yeah, the social media post by the creator was like, it was a limited license and it's up now. It sucks. I hope it gets picked up somewhere so people can continue to watch it because we're really proud of it, etc., etc., creator thing. But nothing I can do about it. And I was like, I really want to watch this again, damn it. What'd you say? New Avatar show's coming out on 2027 on Paramount Plus. Okay.
Yeah, it's following the Avatar after Korra, who's natively
Apparently
Earthbender.
the live action one is getting another season.
Yes, it is. I've seen casting stuff for that. I've never seen the live action one,
I
but
haven't either.
I've seen casting for season 2 of that.
I don't even know how much the first season covered of the original animated show.
I think it covered Book of Water.
Oh, is it?
I know they cast Toph, so I'm assuming they made it to book 2. I don't know if they're just doing 3 seasons and they're trying to pace it out the same as that, or if they're going to slow down now that the plot is more complicated. But I haven't seen any of it. I just saw when they cast Toph.
I don't know. When I opened Netflix not long ago, it was the splash thing, and it was like, more coming soon, and I went, oh, okay.
My understanding that Netflix is also giving more seasons of some of their live action anime things. I know they're doing more One Piece. I've not seen it. I don't watch the Netflix live action anime things. I watched Death Note mostly for Willem Dafoe, and that was a very bad movie.
Willem Dafoe was so good in that, though.
No, he was great
just,
in it. Like
just chewing the scenery.
he's great for like voicing Rook, but like yeah, that was not good as a movie. That was very bad. And I never watched any of their other. I never saw their Netflix Cowboy Bebop. I never saw.
My
Yeah,
old
that was going to
man
be my
watched
follow-up question. I watched it. I'm a big Cowboy Bebop fan. Like it was one of the first animes that really like resonated with me. I was exposed to it relatively early on when it came into the States because I had a buddy who was like
Yeah,
totally into anime at the time. And I absolutely loved Cowboy Bebop. I loved everything about it. I owned it on DVD, then it came out on Blu-ray, so I bought it on Blu-ray. I've got the soundtracks. Like it's just such a great show. I watched the live action, and I know that it got a lot of flack. Like a lot of people were not happy with the live action Cowboy Bebop.
yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Like
good.
it wasn't.
They made a guy black, Clue.
I know. How dare they? And they made a Fae who was somehow a human rather than like
A walking blow-up doll.
A shiny
exactly
pinup.
a shiny pinup. Yeah.
Wait, when you say they
So
made a guy black, was it the guy whose name is Black?
Yeah, Jet Black is
Okay,
black.
just making sure.
yeah, they
He
totally
was
did. And
always
how
black. That's not a twist.
Really?
So anyway,
Yeah.
I really felt that Cowboy Bebop, the live action, it was made by people who clearly had an affinity for the original source material,
Yeah.
but they weren't trying to remake the
Right.
anime that already existed. They
Well,
were
that's a
trying to
trap.
make essentially a new interpretation of it. And I thought that was fine. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I wanted to
Yeah.
see more. And no, we can't have that.
No, the nerds hate everything. Um,
And
yeah, I
yet,
never saw it.
weirdly,
I saw the promo for it, and that was pretty cool. But
weirdly, everyone seemed to love the live-action One Piece, but I don't know how much of that is because of this weird One Piece cult thing that
Okay,
has
let
happened.
me address One Piece. So
Oh no! what have
we're
I
gonna
done?
see what Cluze has actually been doing for the last 11 months is
if,
watching
if I
one
may,
third of One Piece.
so um, over the years, I get students who are really into anime, and
Yeah.
particularly when I teach classes for our physics and astronomy majors, it's usually a small group of students that I get to know pretty well, and I might have them for a couple of
All of
classes
whom
at a
are
time.
younger than One Piece.
All of them are way younger than One Piece. But a lot of them are into anime, and a lot of them try and get me to get into whatever anime that they're watching. and so many of them were into Naruto and One Piece, and they totally wanted me to watch Naruto and One Piece. So I have watched some of the anime of One
Yeah.
Piece, but
Where did you
that
start?
bastard's like what, like 1,000 episodes long? Like it's
Season
insane.
one just finished, and it's like
Yeah.
1,100 episodes.
Yeah.
That
Good
was all
lord, like
season one.
I just can't. I literally can't.
No, I
There
can't
aren't
either.
enough hours in my day for me to, have a job and watch One Piece. So when I saw that the live action One Piece was coming out, like, you know how there's God, what's it called? There's a Dragon Ball Z where they like cut out all of
Kai.
the extra
Yeah.
bits.
Dragon Ball Z Kai. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's kind of like the live action is kind of like that. Like
Sure.
in the like 8 episodes that are like season one, they plow through like I don't know 40 or 50
Good.
episodes of the anime. So it's good. Again, I feel like it's very much like the Cowboy Bebop was. Like the people who are making it clearly have an affinity for the source material, and they've tried to be true to the spirit of it.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a fine job. Like
So
it's fun.
the important thing to understand is that One Piece fans are happy. They're a happier fandom than like every other anime fandom. Um, they came into this knowing full well that they were going to stop or they were going to have such a sunk cost that they have to love this forever. I have seen about 27 episodes of One Piece. I treated the beginning of the show like that was the whole show. I watched the end of like the third little story arc at the beginning of this, and I stopped. And I'm like, I understand. I can see why this is fun. But as it turns out, I did the math, and a lot is a lot.
That math checks
And
out.
I can spend 1,100 episodes watching One Piece, or I could watch approximately 50 other shows. And during that time, somewhere in that 50, I'm going to get something better than One Piece. So, that said, the people that like One Piece, like, it weeds out. Like, it weeds. If you are current in One Piece, you are here. You love it. You're all about it. It makes you very happy. And, like, when I was in Japan, there was more One Piece merchandise than Dragon Ball, than anything else. It is absolutely an institution. And the people that love it. And the fact that they finally decided to go away from the literally every week episode model to take a breather, we'll be back next year and just do like a run of like 12 or 24 episodes. Long overdue. Um, Having just finished My Hero Academia, which is a long running action anime where they took breaks every year. It was like 26 episodes or 20 episodes or 24 episodes or whatever of this show. And then they took like a year and then they picked it up again. It meant that it ran for like 10 years, but it was not infinite episodes and most of them were actually related to the plot. So it just works.
It wasn't just filler.
They only did a little bit of filler, and when they did filler, they incorporated it into the plot. Usually, their filler was we have a lot of characters. Here's things that we said happened in the manga. We're just showing it to you. So, not bad. I enjoyed that show. It had a good run. It's a lot of episodes, but it did the nice thing of getting to the end and ending and then having 3 episodes of epilogue so that they didn't have to rush it during the credits. And then you got closure, and that was it. That was all they did, and that's just nice. Um,
That
so
reminds
that was
me, when do we get One Punch Man season 3 here in the States?
okay. So I don't know when we're getting it in the states, but I know that everyone hates it.
Oh.
One Punch Man has an amazingly animated first season, and then they swapped studios for season two, and everyone said it looks like crap. And that's, I don't know, I haven't seen it. And then they recently did season three, and season three became the super meme of disappointment when it comes to animation. I
Oh.
don't know if it's as bad as people make it out to be or if they have unreasonable expectations, but due to the way people always take the worst possible frames and share those as evidence that the thing that you like is bad,
Yeah.
I've seen those, but I don't think frames are a good way to judge animation. I think that they can find bad looking frames in every show. So I don't know. I've only seen the first season of One Punch Man. I enjoyed that. I did not continue with it, but
The
probably
first
get it
season
soon.
was
It's popular.
amazing. The second
Yeah.
season is a whole other animal. Like,
Mhm.
I guess because I'm not like an anime fetishist, like
Yeah.
I noticed that there were animation changes in season 2, but it like didn't bother me. I
Yeah.
noticed, but it didn't register until I think you told me, "Oh, everyone
Right.
thinks the animation from season 2 sucks." And I'm like, "Does it?"
I think the animation in season one is exceptionally good and higher quality than you should reasonably expect out of a TV show. I don't think that's sustainable, and I think that's what happened, having not seen it. I know that Attack on Titan's final season swapped studios, and people were unhappy about it too. I thought it looked fine.
Hmm.
So, like, I don't, I'm not picky, maybe. Maybe I grew up on really old anime where everything looked like garbage, and I don't care. Um,
Right?
Hey man, I grew up on like Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and
right.
all that looked like
Which
When
is
you
garbage.
can
So,
just see
which is
them
the
sliding the
worst.
cell across the screen,
yep.
like, yeah,
They've got
I
like a repeating 6 frames of animation for their run cycle, and the
doing the
background
Scooby
is
Doo
just
walk.
looping.
Yeah, yeah. I understand people caring about animation quality, and I think I accepted a long time ago that even really good shows have, if they understand their budget, they're gonna make some things that don't look as good, so that they can really spend the money in the things they want to look good. And if you're watching it while it's airing, that means sometimes you're just going to get something that doesn't look very good for a scene. And that's part of the game. And maybe someday they'll come back and reanimate it. Maybe they won't, but that really doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Um,
The thing that
I'm only
bothered
really
me about
bothered.
it is that it was so like season 2, is that it was so slow.
That's my understanding. Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And it's not even the whole, like it's half of the story.
Yeah.
And I went, where's the rest? And like, that'll be season 3. And I'm like, and that's been like 5 years now.
Yeah. I know it came out. I've seen manga scans from later on in One Punch Man because people love to post those. And I'm looking forward to when they get there because they look really cool from the manga scans. But I'm I'm not really in a hurry. I tend to wait for things to be finished before I start them at this point in my life. I can't stand waiting. I can't stand getting 12 episodes and then waiting like 2 years for them to get their act together. Um, I just get frustrated. So
That's fair.
I just
Wait a
also
sec.
don't watch as much as I used to.
Did you guys cut out? I can no longer hear you.
Why can't
Oh
you hear
no,
us, Cluze?
Cluze is choosing not to hear us.
Yeah, why did you make this decision,
We
Cluze?
broke.
I think Cluze decided that we're not worth listening to. Beep boop.
I don't want to talk to Cluze anyway.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna mute myself while I try and figure this out, so you don't hear me like just swearing at my computer.
Just
That's
take
what
all the
computers
fun
are
out of this.
for.
Help computer. But
Damn
yeah,
it.
I don't know how long the One Punch Man manga is or if it's even still ongoing, but my understanding is there's some cool stuff coming. So who knows?
Nope. And now Infinius is having stream issues. But wait, no, Cluze
Yeah.
is not
He was
hearing us on the
already having.
call.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it shouldn't have been from me, but yeah, I
Yeah.
suddenly just had my audio. So I've got my Mac set up that I'm doing my desktop mic, but I'm putting the output to my AirPods so that I
Uh-huh.
have, decent sound rather than the mics from the AirPods. And the AirPods were working just perfectly, flawlessly, everything was cool, and then it just suddenly gone instantly. And I hadn't changed anything, I hadn't done anything, and I don't know, so I just switched to a different output and switched back and now it's good.
Turn it
You
off and
turned
on
it
again.
off and on again. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how that works.
Um.
Hey, I actually had to do that today at work. I was we've got like a drinking fountain in the hallway by my office that has one of those like bottle fillers,
Yeah,
and it normally has a little LCD that's telling you like the number of plastic bottles it's saved by you refilling your
sure.
reusable water bottle the whole time. And I walked by it today because I wanted to refill my water bottle, and I walk up to it, and it's just displaying like gibberish. It's like alien hieroglyphics that are just scrolling across it. I'm like, well, that's the damnedest thing. And so I walked down to the main office to talk to the departmental secretary and say, has anybody noticed that the drinking fountain's doing this thing? Like, has this happened before? And she's like, yeah, we noticed it. Like somebody just came in like 5 minutes ago and mentioned it, but it's never done that before. And I'm like, do you mind if I go just unplug it and plug it back in? And she's like, nah, go for it. And that totally just fixed it.
Yeah.
So
It's
the
because you
Nice.
got
solution to like
hacked, Cluze.
90% of life's problems.
Your water fountain was hacked, Cluze.
It was
They're stealing your water,
our precious bodily fluids.
the fluids.
Yeah.
So Discord is telling me I have a notification, but when I open it on my phone, there's nothing. So, chat, you're gonna lose them for a second because this is killing me.
Haha.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. We're lost. Oh, I saw a
Ah,
bad
code.
word.
Ah, pictures.
Oh,
Ah, it's a dragon.
I saw
Ah, it's
magic
Cluze.
cards. What the hell was that?
Oh, it
I mean,
was
that's a
the
good
thread
response.
for the, I don't know, the third of the upcoming sets. I don't know.
Oh, hey, I've got a magic card related story. Can I tell a magic card related story?
Is it any good?
No. No,
Oh, go
not at
for
all.
it
Then
then. Yeah.
go. Yeah, yeah, do it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, among other things, I am the faculty advisor for the TCG club that's on campus. And
Nerd.
they play, Magic,
Totally
and I
contagious
think
germs.
think they might also play Yu-Gi-Oh. But anyway, they play a lot of Magic.
Do they play
And
Lorcana?
I actually know a guy who works for Lorcana.
Oh.
Um, I have a crap ton of bulk just lying around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, do you guys just want some bulk to like make commander decks or whatever? And they're like, yeah, we would love to have that. So over the Christmas break, we got out all the bulk and stacked it all up, and it's in the downstairs library at my house, waiting to go to the office. But there's so goddamn much of it that to get it
Yeah.
into my office, I have to bring like a collapsible wagon in my trunk to load it up and take it in.
Please tell
But
me
there's
it's
been so
red.
much snow, I just don't want to do that. So I have to wait for the weather to get better so I can get rid of my bulk by taking it to my office to give to a bunch of students.
Is it
Yeah.
is it a little red wagon?
It is not. It's black. It's got an aluminum frame. I bought it at Costco.
Oh.
Clues, what are we even doing here if you don't even get to
I
have your
know. I
little
don't.
red wagon?
I don't have a little red wagon, but
Did your
this one
little red
collapses.
wagon break?
So
Do I need to fix your little red wagon?
it's uh, it's a good wagon. I'll say that.
He used red cards on it and destroyed it. Artifact is done.
Oh, it's a
You don't
problem.
have to worry about that with black.
Anyway, so that's my magic card story. Is
I
that
have
finally
been
getting rid of all the bulk.
I have been slowly cashing out my magic cards, mostly because I'm acknowledged that if I ever want to play Magic again, I'll probably have to buy new cards anyway. And if I really missed any of these cards, like I've kept some that were special to me, but most of them I've just been clearing out. And I'm kind of glad I got into Magic at the beginning of what is essentially modern, because it meant that some of the stuff I was cashing out there was actually demand for.
Yep.
Not that there was a lot of money for it, but people were willing to buy it from me because paper magic is not actually worth a lot of money anymore. I really wish I'd cashed out like when I stopped playing, but we digress. I think most of the cards that are older and have value now have value for commander purposes. So people want foils and not the normal ones because I guess they want
Mhm.
their entire deck to curve and not just some of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, if they all curve, it's not marked.
It's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Um, that said, of the cards that I was like clearing out, the stuff that was worth money was surprising, and it begs the question of like, so what did they print later that was a mistake that makes this card good now? And I wish I'd written down the cards when I found them, but there were some rares, like old dumb high cost red rares. I'm like, why is this worth something? This shouldn't be
Because there's
worth
some
something.
jank combo that it
Right.
now
Like,
works
what
with.
did they print or what rule did they change that makes this good now? Um, Whereas there's a lot of other cards, I'm like, why isn't this worth anything? This used to be worth something and now it's not. Um, in the case of a lot of them, they just printed them too many times. Like all of my Ravnica lands are like not worth nearly what they used to be because I guess they printed them so many times.
Yeah, they've been reprinted several times,
But the
including in the last two sets, I think, or
I'm sure
the
seems like they were printed a lot from looking up the cards. The filter lands were in much higher demand.
those have
I like
not been
those.
reprinted several times.
Yeah, those were okay for selling. Nykthos was the card that I think got me the most. Um, the Shrine to Nyx or whatever, um, the one that makes the colors, so many of the colors with chroma. And
$43 on TCG Player.
yeah, I had six of them,
Nice.
so that was kind of nice. Like I cashed out. I've been going like a box at a time and just getting rid of rares. Um, and so I've cleared out a few batches of those, and I use that to like replace my phone and some other stuff. Um, but the vast majority of these cards aren't even hitting the threshold for like I think stores tend to want to if they're gonna buy them from you, they want it to be worth at least a quarter, and most Magic cards are not worth at least a quarter. Um,
Yep.
so I've got boxes and boxes of bulk commons and uncommons. I have binders and binders of rares and mythics that are just not worth anything. And I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do with that because, like, I don't want to trash them, but I don't want to, like, put them in my attic and let nature destroy them either. So I'm also just tired of how much space they take up. So
Yeah,
I may just reach the point of donations.
I was going to say the problem with storing paper products like that is if you put them in a basement or a garage or an attic, you're essentially throwing them away in slow motion, right?
You're just throwing
Because
them away later. You're committing
yeah,
them to be thrown away someday.
that's
Um,
right.
so I've been kind of transferring over a few of the cards that I wanted to keep. Um, Mostly cards that have stories. Like, not that Entreat the Angels matters, but it made my opponent slam the door and leave the game store for a few minutes, so I'm keeping it forever. Um,
Nice.
that's just important to me. um, but yeah, a lot of it is just kind of like it was kind of fun going through them and remembering like, oh, that used to be relevant in this format, or like all of my Titans were fun, like like the era of Prime Time and all the dumb stuff with like Thragtusk and all of those things. Like that's really fun. These cards don't matter now, but that was fun, and I'm also very confident I am not going to play Magic again.
I think I read the other day that there's a class action lawsuit against WotC and Hasbro on behalf of the shareholders for printing too much magic,
Yeah,
Sure.
because
that it's
Chris Cox,
depreciating everything.
when Chris Cox was the CEO or whatever he was, uh, yeah, he was undermining the value of Magic by over printing and pushing it, and I was like, wow, that sounds like something that we've been saying for years now. Huh.
Did they make the mistake of acknowledging the secondary market? Because I know that was always a rule that you never acknowledge the secondary market.
I don't know.
But yeah, is it
Well, it's
does it
because
Bounty work there
Hasbro
now?
doesn't have anything that makes any fucking money except for Magic,
No.
and so Hasbro's been squeezing it for
Yeah,
years now. There are 7 standard legal sets this year.
I and only one of them is Spider-Man.
Uh,
Like,
this year, none of them are Spider-Man.
oh no, last year was Spider-Man. So
Yeah,
like
one
last
of
year
them
you
is
had
a
Final
Marvel
Fantasy, you had
superheroes.
Spider-Man, you had something else, Lord of the
Hey, I
Rings.
was assured that Universes Beyond will never be standard legal.
You were lied to.
Yeah,
Um,
I said a long time ago on a call with the dorks when we ended up not doing a show. I was like, if they ever make universes beyond standard legal, that's the beginning of the end. And then but I never posted that anywhere. I just had it. And then they said, several months later, that universes beyond were going to be standard legal, and I did the Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the television thing.
yeah, I suspect that once they started putting them in packs and booster boxes, they were always going to be eventually standard legal.
Well, yeah.
You,
Once Lord of the Rings was the best selling Magic
yeah,
set ever. Uh,
like
all they saw was the dollar signs, and they don't care about the health of
well, you
tournaments
can
or anything like
you can
that.
put 6 cards in like a little box and be like, and here's your My Little Pony set or whatever, and that's fine. You buy it, you collect it, whatever. Once
Yeah.
you start putting them in packs and people start spending like normal Magic amounts of investment in it, they're going to want to play them in a tournament, and then they become standard legal. Um, but I don't know. I know I'm not getting back in because I didn't get back in for Final Fantasy. I didn't get back in for Spider-Man. I'm not getting back in for Avatar. Like, they're doing the gauntlet of franchises I like, and I have zero desire to play. They're doing Ninja Turtles now.
I was gonna
Like,
say,
they're
yeah,
hitting
Ninja
all
Turtles
of
is
my
the next
stuff.
set. Dude,
I'm entertained seeing the cards. I have no desire to play.
we went back to Lorwyn
Hmm.
for the first time since the beginning of the Mana Pool.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the locations in Magic Origins, but that wasn't a Lorwyn set. Like we went back to Lorwyn. WotC did 1 week of previews
I heard about that. Yeah.
because we got Ninja Turtles coming up, and that's gonna sell way more. So fuck this thing
Yeah.
that our actual fans care about. Like we spent 2 episodes on it. We spent more time on
Yeah.
Lorwyn than Wizards of the Coast did.
I I saw a web comic thing that I'm sure got circulated plenty of stick figure people. I don't think it was Cardboard Crack, but it was one of the ones like that. And they're like, "So what franchise is this from?" And the person's like, "Magic the Gathering." It's like, "What's that?" Because they were so used
Oh,
to this just being collectibles of whatever things are popular somewhere right now. But whenever I see them posting, because like these things find their way into my feeds, the few feeds I still have, and they'll be like, "Oh man, this is gonna go great in my like Red 13 deck," and I'm like, "What?" And the realization that like if I were to try to get back into Magic now, it would feel like Fortnite, and just like I'm no, I really don't want to try to figure out how The Last of Us ties in to my Scooby Doo deck, and I'm just no.
I gotta say,
so
Bill, you're really making me want to sell all of my Magic cards. Like,
I'm trying. They're not buying them. No one has money.
I was gonna say, I just think it would be really sad when I go to sell all my vintage and find out, or all my legacy decks and find out that they're worth like $20.
Legacy might be
Um,
worth something in Europe. They have currency there. Get some
the
euros, Cluze.
so
the only thing stopping me from selling like everything though is I do have some power and that keeps going up in price. And if I tried to sell it, the tax ramifications are terrible because I've got to
Yeah,
figure out what it was worth when I got it and how much it appreciated when I sold
I'm
it
in
so that I
that.
could actually pay taxes.
I'm doing my taxes now and figuring out because I just liquidated a bunch of Magic cards what that means. And I pretty much get to make the pitch of like, look at how much money I didn't make on Magic the Gathering over the last 10 years. See, I didn't come out ahead. Please
Yeah.
don't think I'm gambling. I hate crypto so much for making this my problem. I hate that crypto investment nonsense is why I have to go through tax hoops when I'm liquidating my collection of Magic cards.
Hmm. So this year we have Lorwyn Eclipsed in January. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the beginning of March is January 23rd and then March 6th.
Because
So
green.
just running right through them. We get Secrets of Strixhaven April 24th, so like a month
Okay.
and a half later. That's a return to Strixhaven, which I think was
Yeah.
after you guys stopped playing.
It's Magic Hogwarts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am familiar with it for what it did to Dungeons and Dragons by introducing broken spells.
And then we've got Marvel Superheroes, which is another. It's a Spider-Man did well enough, and it's
Yeah.
another one that they don't have the digital rights to because of Marvel Snap, so it's gonna get another fake ass not
Generic
Marvel superhero
equivalent
set
for
on
streaming.
Arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Hobbit, because Lord of the Rings sold all of the money, so let's make one that's
Are
standard
they gonna
legal.
are they gonna follow the Peter Jackson thing and make way too much of it and it not be very good?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Cool. I look forward
Reality
to the barrels.
Fracture. Okay, wait, that was so Marvel Superheroes is June. So April to June we get a whole 2 months. And then August we get almost 2 months, August 14th. Then Reality Fracture in October. And then Star Trek in November.
Star Trek
Yeah.
as a standard legal set.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you were keeping track there, that's 3 Magic IPs and 4 not Magic IPs that are all coming out this year.
So can Q have a silver border? Just Q. Like put it in the normal set, but Q gets a silver border, right?
That's pretty funny.
I think that should happen.
But yeah, it's ridiculous and sad. And like there were 6 standard legal sets last year. I think it was 3 and 3. So then this year it's 7. But when they said they did the announcement, last year, and we're like, well, there's going to be 7 next year, but just because we had so much good stuff that we had to share with you, I'm like, it's because you had contracts and deadlines. Like
They have to make more money every year until there's no more money,
yeah.
and that's not going to work.
And
I
it's
suspect
just
that this will continue because Hasbro needs this. Because Hasbro is not making a lot of money on Dungeons and Dragons, and they're not going to make more money on Dungeons and Dragons now that Stranger Things is over.
Oh, which reminds me, we haven't talked about the end of Stranger Things.
I have
It
not
did.
seen the end of Stranger Things.
Okay, well then never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
I
We were
I
gonna
waited until
finish-
they were all out to watch them, and then the wife and I binged it in about 4 days.
We were gonna finish Avatar and then watch Stranger Things,
Yeah.
but then I sort of shoehorned in She-Ra because it's falling off of Netflix in a month,
Sure.
and we got 5, technically only 4 seasons to get through. So
Yeah.
we're gonna watch it after that, though.
Fair. You get the benefit of not having a month between some of the episodes and a week between the penultimate and the last episode.
Yeah, when I saw that they were doing it in 2 parts, and I was like, I mean, that's a dick move, but they're stretching it out so people have to pay for the extra month.
Yeah.
That's standard procedure these days. I get it. And then when I saw that they were doing the finale wasn't on Christmas with the rest of it, it was on like New Year's. I was like,
New Year's Eve, yeah. It's really important that you choose between your family and internet spoilers
Right.
because it was Thanksgiving and then Christmas Day
Mm-hmm.
and then New Year's Eve. So if you're going out to that New Year's Eve party, you and your friends better be spending 2 hours watching the end of Stranger Things. Because the internet had no chill about spoilers. I'm glad it doesn't sound like they've hit you yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Not nothing.
They were absolutely everywhere. But I'm glad you avoided it.
I don't spend much time looking at places where people would have posted spoilers. So
Like the BBC website, when they put those
yeah,
thumbnails
no,
up
I,
there
I
from the
literally
last
don't ever
episode.
look at the
Yeah,
BBC website. So
no. Just like news coverage love to just take screens out of the last episode and dump them because they suck, I guess.
Jesus. So I had something stupid I wanted to share with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I opened up Threads earlier today, which may or may not have been a mistake.
Okay. Refresh my memory.
Threads
Twitter,
is
but for Facebook.
the not Twitter by Meta.
From Meta. Yeah.
Okay.
From Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, we're on the same page.
And I saw Chuck Wendig, who I don't think I follow, but Twitter, Threads is sort of like new Twitter. It doesn't show you people you follow. It shows you whatever the fuck it wants you to see.
Right.
But I saw Chuck Wendig had posted a thing that said, you know what? Sure, fuck it. There's a Leviathan. Something our new giant snake overlords or whatever. And I was like, and next to his name, it had a little arrow and it said trending Leviathan. And I went, what? Oh, well, that's weird. And I closed it. And a little while later, I opened it again and I saw a different post that had Leviathan trending. And I'm like, why is Leviathan trending? And so I went to the trending page and I found Leviathan and I clicked on it. And the very first post is, would someone please tell me what's going on with this Leviathan thing? And all of the replies were either snarky nonsense or explaining the biblical Leviathan. And I went,
Yeah.
that is not what they were asking, you bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you a picture here. Can I not copy image like I have before? Copy image. There we go. Let me post this.
Is it a floppy? Don't copy that floppy.
No, it's not floppy. It's a JPEG or something. So what I've just posted there is a picture of a giant serpent thing, and then a screen cap from Google Maps that shows a tectonic formation down by like the bottom of South America and Antarctica.
Yeah. It's a hideaway land.
That someone saw and was like, oh, look, it's a giant snake. And then some genius has decided to take that tectonic formation and it's posting. There we go. And put it in the ocean next to the Carolinas and Virginia.
Sure.
And apparently there's a giant Leviathan in the ocean that has woken up, I guess, and has moved its way north. And that's why the government made this giant ice storm that just swept across the country, is because they needed to artificially lower the temperatures so that it refreezes, so that everyone doesn't find out about it.
Okay.
And I'm like,
all right,
this has got to be made up goofiness, right? And then I made the mistake of continuing to scroll through the trending page, and some people believe this.
Of course.
Because humanity is a failed experiment that needs to end.
I was going to say, have you never met a flat earther or a moon landing denier in person?
Not in person, no. Well,
I have.
not that
You've
has
met
told me
them.
they were.
You
I'm
just
sure I
didn't
have.
talk to them about that. The
But
important thing is that they vote.
Al in the chat just said, counterpoint, prove that there is not a made-up Leviathan. Well, you see, it's funny that you ask, because I talked to the Loch Ness Monster, who I happen to have here with me. Say hi, Nessie. She doesn't really talk because she's a lake monster. This is Nessie. Say hi, Nessie. This is Renee's friend, Nessie. And Renee said that there is a Leviathan. It's her Uncle Levi.
Oh.
So you thought Nessie would be bigger. Why?
Yeah, no, that was a trick of the light. It was lenses.
You hear
They-
that
they
all
can-
the time,
Counterpoint.
don't you?
Prove that Nessie is not bigger.
Exactly. Look,
what it turns out is that Chewie is much bigger than you think he is.
I am actually, yeah. But yeah, see, she's got
He's the reason they write that on the mirror.
she's got the ridges here, and she's got beans. So yeah, thought Chewie would be smaller. So yeah, it's her Uncle Levi. So there totally is a Leviathan out there. Loch Ness Monster told me so.
Well, I'll be damned.
But yeah, I saw that today, and I was like, I've got to remember this to ask Bill and Cluze about, because
I had not heard about this. And like, if there were a giant super snake in the water, sure, I
yeah,
believe you. Why not?
yeah, like Chuck
Or
Wendig
do.
said, just
Or
whatever,
do.
man. Yeah, why not?
Speed it along. Like, sure.
Like, you're right there next to North Carolina. Could you just go ahead and rear
Could you
up and
just do a
land on
barrel
us?
roll, press Z or R twice. Like, if necessary, use the boost to get through. Just do what you got to do, buddy.
Yeah. Look,
Like,
and if you keep going, you'll get close to DC. Even better. Just
if only they were there. Admittedly, like 1/3 of the building is gone, including the bomb shelter. So, you know, if there's ever a time to Leviathan it. But yeah.
what I love about this is that for that first picture I sent you, its eye there is literally an island.
Yeah.
Like it's a tectonic formation. But people, I hate people.
You should.
I do.
What have they done for you?
Not just a whole hell of a. They've made me completely lose faith in humanity over the last decade. Oh, it's been a decade.
It's a very awkward future book report. But yeah, I'm down for Giant Super Snake.
Yeah, it's
Fine.
I asked Nessie if this was any relation to the world serpent, Jormungandr or something like that.
Yeah.
And she said that was his
The
name
big
before.
Garzolem.
He changed it to Leviathan after the war to better fit in, if you know what I mean. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Wait, is that why it was down in South America?
That's what Renee said. Renee was like, down in Argentina? Huh? I was like, oh, come on. But Nessie didn't want to talk about that, so.
No. So, like, you know how the Waffle House Index lets you know when it's going to be a serious storm?
Yeah.
I appreciate that you can tell whether or not it's going to snow based on what country Ted Cruz is in.
Wait, based on what?
What country Ted Cruz is in? Because he absolutely jumped country last week, and then it snowed a lot.
The Ted Cruz Travel Index.
Country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to Bermuda or something.
Oh, I saw that he was on a plane to Laguna Beach like a few days before the.
Maybe it was Laguna. Maybe he didn't actually jump.
Yeah,
The
I think he
important thing
just
is
went
he
to
left
California.
Texas because it looked like it was going to be cold, and that's how you know that the inside information from the government weather machines is projecting that it will be cold, and so he's leaving.
Yeah.
Um, he's like an evil groundhog.
Oh, the worst kind of groundhog.
I mean, their day is coming up.
Oh God, it is. How is it? How have we gotten through January already? Christmas was like a week ago.
Christmas is like
Can
a week ago, but also this month is taking forever. Time sucks.
can I talk about Groundhog Day for a minute?
The
The
movie?
day or the movie?
The movie, yeah, the movie.
We
Not
can
the.
always talk about Groundhog Day, the movie, Cluze.
You could even do it over
So
and over again. It's on mute.
I.
I hate you.
I watch a lot of YouTube. Just because I often need like something that's 10 to 20 minutes long. Like I don't want to get into anything. I just need something to watch while I'm doing the dishes or eating dinner. So I watch a lot of YouTube.
This isn't gonna be a
And
guy who was started off doing a series about Groundhog Day and ended up watching over 100 time loop things.
no,
Oh, okay,
no.
never mind. Then I'll follow
YouTube
up later.
likes to serve me shorts because YouTube loves to try and serve you shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
I blocked
And
those.
it really likes to serve me shorts from Dropout. If you guys know Dropout TV,
Yeah, yeah.
it's and there was a clip on there, and it had God, what was his name? There's a guy. He's an author and a comedian, but he was making a commentary about Groundhog Day. And there's a clip from Groundhog Day that he plays, and he's like, "This is the key to understanding everything because this is a really weird scene." And spoilers for Groundhog Day, just in case there's anybody watching this stream who hasn't seen Groundhog Day. Um, it's in the last loop when God, what is his name? Bill Connors. I
Phil
want to
Connors,
say
yeah.
is Phil Connors. That's it, Phil Connors. He's like at like a performance and he's playing the piano and he's playing
I
it like
think I
incredibly
saw the
well,
short that you're talking about.
Okay, okay. And so the music teacher in town that he had been taking music lessons from, she's there and she turns to somebody and says, "Isn't he great? He's my student." Okay, but that scene makes no sense because if that was the last time loop and she had only known him that one day and he showed up earlier that one day to take one lesson, there is no way that she would refer to him as her student because he's way too good, unless he just pretended to be terrible and get to good in like 2 hours of sitting there with her.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
it could be.
it makes absolutely no sense. So she's in charge of the time loops.
Yeah, see, the show that was a clip from, I think, I've seen several clips from it, although I've never watched the full thing. I think each
Yeah.
person comes up with like a thing they want to present, like PowerPoint
Okay.
style, and then they have to
Sure.
present. It's like a PhD whatever thing defense. What is that?
Thesis defense.
Thesis.
Yeah.
I'm like dissertation. No, that's the wrong word. It's like a thesis defense, and they all have to they all either agree or poke holes or just laugh or whatever. And I think that was his thing he was presenting was this lady is in charge of the time loop. But
Yeah.
like, speaking as someone who has
I
thought way
gotta
too
say-
long and hard about Groundhog Day over the years, I get the feeling that over the months and months that he had been going to her for the first time ever, he had concocted a really convincing backstory about how she inspired him or something. But really what it
I gotta
was
say,
is it was a
I never
throwaway
caught it.
joke put
Yeah, it was
there
a throwaway
to make
joke.
the audience go, "Ah!" because that's what it did.
And I never really thought about it until now. So
Yeah, I
Now you
saw
all can
that.
think about it
I
too.
don't think I even made it through the short because when he said that, I was like, "That's fucking stupid," and I backed out. So there's a YouTuber. What's his? Oh, I've got YouTube right here. He goes by Bing. I think the channel is Christopher Bingham or something like that.
okay, I thought it might be the Microsoft product.
Here we go, Christopher Bingham. He started a series months and months ago called Goodnight Rita, where he was looking at Groundhog Day and just doing a series of videos about Groundhog Day. And that branched out into, well, let's watch some other time loop movies that are like Groundhog Day. And that turned into, well, let's watch some time loop movies that aren't like Groundhog Day. And that turned into, let's watch all of them. And while I was power washing in VR a few nights ago, he had posted a here's everything I watched, like hour and change long video that because I was in VR and I was just going to be listening, I was like, oh yeah, well, let's listen to that while I do that. And, remember some of these time loop movies that I hadn't seen. And yeah, he had a spreadsheet that he kept track of with, like, is this like Groundhog Day? Does it have this element? Does it have what he called Santa magic to explain things? Does it explain things? Is it sci-fi? Is it unexplained? Whatever. And it was fascinating how many movies and shows have done a time loop thing of some sort. They didn't start with Groundhog Day, but Groundhog Day is the one that like popularized it.
Yeah.
Like Halloween wasn't the first slasher movie, but it was the first popular, like ridiculously popular slasher movie.
Yeah, I think the TV trope for that is the trope codifier, the one that was big enough that that's what other people look to determine if this is that kind of thing, even if it wasn't the first one that did it.
Yeah. Like apparently there was a TV movie that came out within a few months of Groundhog Day that was a similar idea, starring, was that the one with Jonathan Silverman? It might not have been. I can't remember. I can't even remember the name of the show, or the name of the TV movie. But it was just fascinating to hear him go through. He's made individual videos about a bunch of these, like Source Code and Palm Springs and all that. But it's been it was a neat little journey. I found him right as he started the Groundhog Day thing. I was like, I'll subscribe to this guy and watch these, and I'm glad I did. Now he's moved on to something else, and I don't remember what, but he keeps going back to Groundhog Day every once in a while.
I I like the time loop plot device as long as you're not playing it straight. Like Groundhog Day exists and does it well. Um, I usually need there to be some kind of stakes beyond just will you go crazy before you break out of it. And a lot of the time they fail to do that. um, but there's no shortage of examples of it, and I've obviously seen it. And I found a lot of TV shows like to do that episode, like whenever you have a long-running TV show, especially if you're aiming for syndication, and you have any excuse, whether it be magic or sci-fi or whatever, they love to do it at least once. Like it's just the thing that everyone working on a long-running show wants to do.
X-Files did it. Fringe did it.
Yeah, like Stargate did it for like one of their major milestone episodes, and had a lot of fun with it. Um, their entire anime, where like this is the premise,
Yeah.
including one of the worst things that has ever happened, which was the 2000s anime, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, one of the most popular anime of the 2000s, did a thing called Endless Eight, where they animated the same episode 8 times.
Yeah. He watched that
Oh
and
God.
said while it was so it was tedious, he said it was fascinating that they actually did that.
They committed to it.
And that, yeah, he said they committed fully to the bit. And if you manage to get, that was weird. If you managed to get through it, then the payoff was well worth it.
Yeah.
He's like, but I honestly don't recommend trying it. And I was like, ah.
Right. Well, like to be clear, I'm not saying they ran the same episode 8 times. They animated the whole thing from different angles, wearing different clothes, different little things throughout, 8 times and practically killed the show to commit to the bit. And people also knew from the beginning this is what was going to happen because it's called Endless 8. So you know about 2 episodes in, this is what you're getting.
That's pretty funny.
But they
Chat
committed.
said, "Can I ask you guys a question? I was watching a game show a couple months ago, and the category was time travel movies with multiple choice answers. The time travel movie answer they gave was Groundhog Day, and I really disagreed with that answer. I what are you saying, that you don't think Groundhog Day
Is
is
it
a
the
time
question
travel
of if it
movie?
counts as time travel?
I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't think Groundhog Day is a it's a time loop movie, which is fundamentally different from a time
yeah, it's
travel
a
movie.
whole separate thing. That's like saying
Yeah.
every old school video game is a time
Yeah.
travel, because if you die, you just go back to the beginning. Like Super
I
Mario
think the
Brothers is a
implication,
time travel movie, a game, and no,
yeah.
it's a the live system is fundamentally a time loop.
I think that time travel like implies that there's like an ongoing thread. It just doesn't line up with linear time. Like you can jump back, you can jump forward, you can jump wherever. It doesn't have to be in chronological order, but that's the thing. Where a time loop, generally whatever happens gets reset. And like usually a character knows what's going on, otherwise it will never end. But yeah, um, I don't think like if you don't end up in a different place or a different time, really, it's probably not actually time travel. Like I wouldn't consider Harry Potter 3 to be a time travel movie, but it has a weird loop in it, kind of. Like, yeah. Obviously, it's open to debate. It's not like there's actually a proper rule, but I would disagree that that counts as a time travel movie.
Yeah, I mean, technically, sure, you're it is time travel because you keep going back, but that is the kind of technically that should get you punched.
Right. Like, if there's going to be a point in classifying things, I do not think it would meet most definitions of time travel
Yeah.
beyond the fact that a non-linear time element is occurring. It's just, in this case, it's a loop. Um,
I mean, if you want to get super technical, then everything is a time travel.
everything, yeah.
Everything, because we're all traveling through time.
Unless it's like a still JPEG that someone convinced you was a video with a play button, it's probably time travel.
Oh, dude, that means jump cuts are time travel.
Yes, absolutely. Jump cuts are time travel. Um, yeah.
And flashbacks are time travel. Whoa.
Dream sequences. Uh, yeah.
I blame
Yeah.
Leviathan personally.
I mean, Leviathan hasn't done anything to me personally. I have no issue with it.
Shut up, Cluze.
Sorry, just pondering things. Just pondering things.
Cluze is taking notes on the concept of time because he is a scientist.
I do have a notepad here, and I am taking notes.
Oh, so before the show, I told you guys I was playing Backpack Hero.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, what the hell is Backpack Hero?
Okay, do you know Slay the Spire?
I
I
know you
know
played it.
of Slay the Spire.
Okay, so Slay the Spire is a deck building roguelike where
Mhm.
there are branching paths, and along the path there's enemies to fight, or there's events that can happen to either give or take away cards or whatever. And then there are harder enemies to fight, and then you get to the end and there's a boss, and then you go to the next one. Backpack Hero has a similar like structure to it, but instead of building a deck, you've got a magical backpack, and the basic character, it starts with a 3x3 backpack, and you start with like a sword that takes up 3 in a row, and a like a shield that's a 2x2, and you start with a certain amount of energy each turn, and like swinging the sword takes 1. and there are multiple enemies that you'll bump into, and you have to like highlight the enemy and then go to the backpack and click on it, and you'll swing the sword at that enemy, or you go to your shield and click on it, and it'll cause you to get block damage. And as you level up, you can unlock more slots. So it starts off as a 3x3, and when you level up the first 2 times, you can unlock 4 grid points. And then after that, every level up is 3. So your backpack can grow in size based on whatever you have. And then you organize your loot and your inventory and whatnot in it. Because not only is that loot that you want to take back to home base, but it's also your weapons and armor and accessories and whatnot that do things. So, like, if you've got a helmet, you want that to be on the top row. Because most helmets, if they're not on the top row of your inventory, they're disabled. Because it's a helmet, it goes on the top. And, like, boots, you want to be on the bottom and give you more block based on how many rows are above them. You know, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of adjacency, you know. In the run that I was playing right before you guys showed up, I had a gem that said, I'd never seen it before. It's super awesome and it's going to win me the run. But it's a little accessory gem that says adjacent weapons get plus whatever power based on the number of empty spaces in both the row and the column that this gem is in. So I've got a backpack that's got a full row at the top. It's been unlocked all the way to the edges. And then as far down as it'll go. And then I filled in a little bit more after that to hold other stuff. But I want as many slots as I can because it's giving each of my weapons like a +6 or 8 or something stupid like that. And I want to keep as many things as I can out of those, you know, that row and column. But still have weapons next to
wearing a helmet.
Yeah, exactly. It's all very fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it's inventory management, but more like Resident Evil for inventory management, not like RPG.
Because you have to factor in the shape of things, and like to me this sounds like equipping a character but with a grid instead of with like limbs.
Yeah.
And like the placement matters, but not restricted to a torso and torso adjacent things.
Yeah. And like on one run that I did recently I had like I was just gaining stupid amounts of armor every turn because I had I think 4 helmets and I think 3 left gloves. No, 3 right gloves and 1 left glove. And then I had like a pair of boots, and then there's an item that's called, I don't remember what it's called, but if you turn it one way, it's a shoe, and if you turn it the other way, it's a hat. And I think one of the helmets was one of those, and then I had a set of boots, and then another of the shoe hat boots at the bottom. And then I had a piece of chest armor that buffed up all of the armor that it was touching and buffed up all of the weapons that were adjacent to it. Huh. So it's not like you already have 2 gloves you can't have anymore. No, I had like 4 gloves, and I think I had 3 or 4 helmets. It was pretty great. One was giving me block, one was giving me spikes, so that when enemies hit me they took damage. One was giving me a stupid amount of block. But yeah, it's a fun little addicting roguelike that I've gotten into lately. And the different characters, there are 5 characters to unlock. I've unlocked 4 of them. Each one is a completely different game. Like the little frog turns it back into Slay the Spire. It becomes a deck builder with inventory management during gameplay, but instead of fitting everything in your backpack, you've got like a deck of carvings, and you draw a certain number every turn, and then you have to place them in the backpack to get their effect. And it becomes a deck builder. And then the little bird, instead of unlocking the central part of the backpack, you unlock Tetris shapes when you level up. And if they're not connected, then they can form different pockets, and he's got a lot of weapons and items that care about things in separate pockets.
So it's
Like
like
a
a
run I had
Liefeld
recently,
pouch.
I had this thing that buffed all of my weapons that were in a different pocket. So I had this one massive pocket that was just weapons. And then I had this thing over here in a separate pocket, so it was buffing all of those. And then there's
That sounds like Liefeld logic.
the little mechanical teddy bear that turns it into a routing mini game where you've got, instead of using your items, you have to set up, you've got a little start point and you hit it and it fires out a charge based on how much energy you have. And then you can redirect it with little pipes and things and whatnot. And how, when the charge hits something, it uses, like if it hits a sword, it'll use however much energy it costs to swing the sword and swing the sword.
Huh.
And the one run I've done with him, I had it routing from the bottom left all the way over and then up a row and then all the way over and then up a row and then all the way over and then up a row and then all the way over, and then it would bounce out, and I had a little item that said if a charge leaves your backpack, it will pop out here, and that went down, and I had it triggering a thing that said a magic book that said every time you hit it, all the weapons touching it get +1 damage this combat. And I had like +3 energy, so I had like 6. So it would do its whole run and use some of the energy and then hit that book like 2 or 3 times. So every turn, the next turn, my weapons did like an extra 3 damage per swing. And it got stupid. I killed the final boss on turn 3, I think. It had like 1200 HP, and I just went and watched it run, and then it took all the damage. And then the next turn I hit, and I just watched it run, and it took even more damage. And I was like, this is insane.
Sounds like you built a railgun.
Ow. I did have a ray gun at the end of that, because it does damage based on how far your beam has traveled by the time it hits it. So
The opposite of a ray gun. But yeah.
it was really cool. But yeah, and there's a 5th hero or character I haven't unlocked yet that I have no idea what she does, but I'm sure it'll be yet another completely different game style.
I appreciate when people build the gameplay first, and that sounds like that's what's going on here. So
yeah, they like took the framework of Slay the Spire, which is the thing I've noticed lately. I just finished playing a game called Tales and Tactics, which is a single player auto battler like Dota Underlords or Teamfight Tactics, you know, that sort of thing. But it's a single player one, and it's set up in the same way as Slay the Spire, where you have a fight, and then you have events that happen, and then you see a merchant, and then there's another fight, and this and that and the other, and you're building up your army using the auto battler thing. But instead of playing against other people and having a limited amount of time, it's playing against the computer, so you can strategize and think instead of just going on instinct.
sure.
But yeah,
Well, that is neat.
it is. Renee was playing some mobile game called Backpack Brawl, and I was like, I wonder if that's like Backpack Hero. She's like, I don't know, what's that? I was like, I don't know, I've never played it, but I had it, so I installed it, and now I can't stop.
Okay. Well, that was cool. Yeah. Like I've just been playing like I guess the most mainstream of games right now, but eventually I will get to something else. Someday.
You gotta play the kitty game and let me know how
I
it
do.
is.
I do need to play the cat game.
Are you guys familiar with a game called Outer Wilds?
I
I'm
am aware
not.
of it, but I have
Yeah,
sadly not played it yet.
I've heard the words, but I don't know
And
anything about it.
not Outer Worlds. That's a
Mm.
different game.
Right.
Outer Wilds.
Okay, which one is the one that's not a Bethesda game? That's Worlds, right?
Worlds is the Bethesda one.
Well, it's not Bethesda, but it's the not Bethesda one, yeah.
Yeah. But Outer Wilds.
Yeah,
is
that's
a
the one
really-
that I want to play.
Yeah, it's a wild little game. Like one of my one of my students recommended it to me and was quite insistent, and so eventually I broke down and I bought it. I've got it on the Switch, but it's on a bunch of platforms.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, speaking of time loops, it's a time loop game.
Yeah. Where
So yeah, it's
like
it's a
20 or
fascinating
30
little
minutes or something after you start the sun in your little solar system, the sun goes nova,
Yeah,
and then you wake up on the planet
that's
again.
correct. And they did a lot of things in the game that like it's built around a physics simulator.
Yeah.
So like when you go to different planets, like there's a planet where you can go to the center of the planet and there's no gravity there because you're in the center of the planet instead of out on the surface.
Yeah.
So you're like in
It
a
is it's a wild little game. Like if you get a chance, play it. I have not completed it, so no spoilers. I'm just partway through. But it's fun. And because of the time loop mechanic, it's the kind of thing that you can play it for one or two loops and then just set it down and go do other stuff. Like you're not
yeah.
like invested for
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 hours at a time, which is neat. But yeah, check
that's
it out
one
if
of
you
the
get time.
go-to examples for this new. It's not really a genre, but it's a game like structure called that people are calling, and I hate this so much, a Metroidvania, because your progression is based on your knowledge rather than finding upgrades. So like
Sure, yeah, you know,
once you
that was
learn
one of the
something,
questions. Yeah, when my student first recommended that I play it, I'm like, okay, what kind of a game is this? And he's like, it's really hard to describe. And I'm like, okay, is this the kind of thing where I'm gonna have to like level up and spend hours and hours and hours doing this thing? And he's like, no, technically
no,
you have everything you need to beat the game when you start. You just
Huh.
need to know things.
Okay.
so yeah, it's way back at the beginning of the stream when we were talking about something. Someone in the chat said, "If you like puzzle games, you should play Blueprints," and Blueprints is another game like that.
And I'm sorry to answer a question in the chat. Wouldn't there be more gravity at the center of the planet? No, actually, the amount of gravity that you feel is due to the mass that's interior from where you are, and when you get to the center, there's nothing interior to where you are. It's all exterior to where you are. If you run the numbers, you'd be weightless at the center, which
Yep.
is weird.
I mean, you might die from the molten core thing, but
Oh, you die for many reasons, but
So-
but you'd be weightless while you did
would be
it.
weightless. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if the planet were like a hollow sphere or something,
Yes.
like it's mass, but it's only on like what we would consider like the surface area, would you like hit a weird Lagrange point in the middle?
Yeah, so okay, let's imagine the following scenario because this gives you a good thought experiment to try and figure out like why is it that you're weightless in the middle. So let's drill a hole straight through the center of the Earth, and
Working on it.
let's temporarily stop the Earth from spinning,
Yeah.
Okay.
and let's go ahead and make sure that there's no air in that tunnel through the center of
Already
the Earth,
on
so
it.
we don't have to worry about air resistance.
Yeah.
So as we drop you in, you'll have a really high acceleration because you're at the surface of the Earth and all of the mass is inside of where you are.
Yep.
So you have a really high acceleration and you'll start speeding up as you fall. The amount that you speed up will get less and less as you get near the center because there's less and less mass interior to you.
Mhm.
And at the very center, you'll feel no acceleration in any direction because it's not pulling you towards the center anymore. You're at the center. And then as
Yeah.
soon as you pass the center, you'll start to slow down and you'll slow down faster and faster as you get closer and
Right.
closer to the far end. And then you'll stop and you'll go back through. And so
Yeah.
you will just oscillate back and forth
Just
forever.
back and forth
You're
until you settle at the middle.
you'll feel weightless the entire time because you're falling. Okay, so that's why you would
Yeah.
feel weightless, but you would actually feel no force in the very center because there's nothing interior to you.
But
at the
if
very
you
center.
jump before you go in, you should be able to pop out the other side and just step out.
Yes. So you could like, if the hole's just big enough, like you could come out and just kind of kick your feet out and land.
Yeah.
All badass. So
Because if you're at the same elevation, distance from the center on both ends, which we've already got a hole through the middle of the Earth with no air in it, so sure, let's go for that.
Yeah.
Then
yeah,
you should, as you get to the end up back at zero.
Yeah.
And be able to just go whoop and step out. But if you don't, then you're going to turn around and go back the other way, like Cluze said, and oscillate until you step out, or something slows you down, and then you'll eventually just get stuck in the center.
And that's why we had to get rid of air resistance, because if there's
right.
any air in the tube, you're actually not going to make it all the way out to the other side, and then you're just going to get progressively closer and closer and closer and closer to the center, where you will then stay forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or at least your body will. Sorry about that.
It's one of those fun
Right.
impossible
On the
thought
way
experiments.
past, wake the Leviathan.
Do you
Assume.
wake the Leviathan in this scenario with a spherical cow?
Oh,
Oh, of course.
Bill
Of
beat me
course.
there. I was about to say, assume
Yeah.
a spherical cow.
Yep.
And to circle back to it, that while on your way, if you brought your e-reader, you could read Leviathan Wakes, which is the first book of The Expanse.
Ah,
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's eerie.
It is.
How it all comes full circle like that.
It is.
But yeah, Cluze, you should
Which
play.
that reminded me of
You should play
the show
Blueprints
Erie,
next.
Indiana, which then reminded me. Did you guys know that Stranger Things was originally supposed to be set in upstate New York?
I think I heard that. I appreciate the fact that because the people who made it come from here, I can just go 20 minutes down the road and see the things that they spent a lot of money rebuilding in Canada to film this.
Here's what I want to know, without doing any spoilers for Stranger Things that actually matter, at least for the last season. I want to know who they had on staff who actually is from Indiana, because there are so many like weird niche Indiana references in there that go by.
Really?
For instance, in season 5, they make a reference to a place called Indiana Beach, which was an amusement park that was in Monticello, Indiana, on beautiful Lake Schaefer. And there's no reason they needed to put that reference in there, but they did. And as someone who grew up in Indiana, circa the time Stranger Things is set, like
Yeah.
that was one of those touches that they said it, and I'm like, wait a minute, they didn't really just say that, did they? And we had to rewind to make sure we had heard that correctly. But yeah, referenced Indiana Beach, which was a real place.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they make a ton of references to obviously Durham, North Carolina, because that's where the creators are from. And there are a lot of things that are clearly visually matching things from Durham, Raleigh, Cary, the areas around here. Very directly, it's clear that they had pictures of these things and rebuilt them to use them in this show, which is funny. Um, I think one of the things that's really funny to me though is that um, you know how when someone's wrong on the internet, they will get more engagement than they will be for being right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Every time they mention any of the rules of Dungeons and Dragons, I'm pretty confident they get significant signal boosting from nerds who have to well actually them. Because they get so much wrong with Dungeons and Dragons, and if you told me they were doing it on purpose, I would believe you. Absolutely.
I mean, they are kids.
Right. Oh no, it's not even that. It's just like the number of people that I saw popping up on the internet who were like, that wasn't a thing in first edition. It's like, yeah, you're right. It's true. I don't think that was their concern.
Yeah. Trying to tell a story here, bucko.
Are we all going to pretend that anyone actually played first edition? It's like Gary Gygax and the people that had spells named after them and Cluze were the only ones who played it before they added advance to it. And Cluze
So,
only did it because he needed a red box to keep his science in.
yeah. And we only played, like, I want to say we played like 2 sessions before AD&D came out, and then we switched
Yeah, because
because everybody would.
actual base D&D is awful.
Yeah, oh yeah. Look up
That's
this
fair.
thing in a table, roll a die. It will tell you which additional table to then go to, and then roll a die on that
It's
table.
the thing that Hackmaster is making fun of. Like,
Lord. Well, I hate to do this, but Clue said in our Discord
yeah,
that he probably needs
Yeah,
to go soon.
I should
yeah.
probably also go soon.
I hate to
So,
cut it. It's I mean it's good catching up with you guys. Like we should do this more often than once every 11 months.
I agree.
But I do have class tomorrow, and if I
yeah.
actually want to have a lecture ready for tomorrow, I should probably go finish that.
Hear me
Otherwise,
out, Clues.
yeah.
Cart, VCR, CRT television. They won't know what it is. Their assignment is figuring it out and leaving it in the room.
Wait,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
what class is it?
I really wish that I could. Like the joy of the day that you come into class and you see that the media cart has been wheeled into the corner, and you're like, oh yeah, like we get a movie today. Yeah, I'd be tempted, but alas, I cannot do that.
But what class is it, Clues?
This is Physics 131, which is the second semester of college physics, not university physics. So it's algebra based, not calculus based.
Oh,
Most
okay,
of the
gotcha.
students are like pre-meds or medical science, like they're going into that sort of stuff. So they're all very attentive because they want good grades, but they give zero craps about the material. So
Okay, so you're gonna do what I just said with the magic school bus, and then they're gonna learn about the inside of Ralphie.
hmm. See, I was thinking of just finding a whole bunch of Mr. Wizard and just play that. I don't know if that
Those things
reference does
aged
anything
in a
for you.
very strange way.
They did.
I made a great reference in class. I make a lot of references and jokes when I lecture in class, and most of the jokes are for me because none of the references land
Well,
anymore.
yeah.
Like no one gets them. But we had this equation that we were working with today that was calculating the potential energy on a charged capacitor, and there's three different versions of the equation depending on which variables you have, like whether you have the capacitance or the charge or the potential difference on the capacitor, like the whole set of these. And I described the three equations as a choose your own adventure book that, you know, if you decide to enter the witch's cottage, go to page 72. If you decide to turn around and go home, go to page 53. And I said that out loud. And there were only like three, maybe four people in the room who chuckled at that because they're the only people who'd been exposed to paper books. So there you go.
I was about to say, do people really not know Choose Your Own Adventure book? Like, the name explains it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious from context what it does, but I mean, the number of people in that room who've read paper books is probably quite low.
That's depressing.
I mean,
Yeah, it really is.
if they're sufficiently weeby, just tell them it's a dating sim. They'll understand.
And actually, Bill Nye on the CRT would be good. Yes, I would love that. We actually, there are references in the book to CRTs because we're talking about electric fields and
Mhm.
accelerating charges. And they're like, CRT televisions, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, does anyone in the room know what a CRT television is?
The
And very,
gamers
very few
might.
hands went up.
The gamers might, because there's absolutely a market for those for people that like old video games.
Oh,
And for
yeah.
whatever reason, they are way younger than you would expect, because I guess they bought in on the nostalgia of the previous generation hard.
Yeah. These kids are all about the like nostalgia and throwback. They have nostalgia for eras that they didn't actually exist in,
I
right?
just like how after Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a whole generation of people who thought that cassettes didn't suck. Like,
Uh,
they were always the worst of all worlds. The audio quality is crap. Fast forwarding and rewinding was crap. Flipping sides was crap. Like, everything about cassettes sucks.
I had a Bush 16 stone tape, and partway through one of their big songs, the tape itself got flipped over. And it was, I'd listen for like 10 or 15 seconds. And I would hear, and then it would go back to the song when the tape, had righted itself. And I listened to that for months before I finally got to that point, stopped it, popped it out, and got like a pen or something, and a pencil to wind it, and found where it flipped over. But I can't hear that song now. When I get to that point, my brain braces. And that was when I was like, I don't know, 12, 15, whenever the hell 16 Stone came out.
It's because you were waiting for the DJ. You're waiting for the moment where they just... Yeah, that is weird.
D-Infiltrator said, today I learned Sideways Stories from Wayside School, which I loved, had a 6th book that came out in 2020. That is insane.
I assume everything old is getting a Kickstarter eventually and somehow coming out.
I had Sideways Stories from Wayside School, and then the second one. Because I still remember there was a story that was backwards. So every, you write the story out and then you just reverse the order of the sentences. It might have been the paragraphs.
Huh.
But I remember, she got to the end or at the beginning, the first line is, it was purple. And then the next line is, she ran to the bathroom and threw up.
God.
And I was like, that's amazing. And why can't... Okay, here we go. No, not Sideways. Wayside School is Falling Down. I had that in Sideways Stories. Those were 1978 and 1989.
Wow.
Then one in 95, and then one in 2020. I guess it's counting the Sideways Arithmetic ones as the other two. A lot of weird stuff on something. Just I think it was a Dorks Just Chatting. We talked about the My Teacher's an Alien series, and I was like, I read like the first and third ones of those, and then I went and looked it up. No, it turns out I read all of those and just didn't remember. You guys remember the Indian in the cupboard? What?
Oh yeah.
Yes. I was very surprised when they made a movie and that it had Darth Vader in it. But yeah, I read all the books.
To bring things full circle, so very, very beginning of this stream, I threw a link in the chat about a thing that makes me feel old, and that is one of the first lines in the Transformers movie from 1986 is, "It is the year 2005. And the treacherous Decepticons have taken over, blah, 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 blah."
Yep.
But that, I remember when I was a kid and, hearing that in that film and going, oh, 2005, that's like so far in the future.
Yeah.
I have students in my college course right now who were born in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
and
future
that hurts
Cluze.
me so much.
Cluze. There are humans born in 2005 who can legally drink in America now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is where we're at.
It's and no, we're not just naming old stuff and getting excited about it. That was me. They're just listening.
Well, speaking of being old, I gotta go, man. I gotta get some work done and go to bed.
Get some sleep, Cluze.
So
that I can
everybody,
try and educate these kids.
We're gonna stop now the stream too. So everybody, thanks for coming to hang out. if you're not watching this live, hopefully you enjoyed it on either YouTube, or I might even put it on the podcast feed because we're not doing a show this week, so why not? Do you guys
Welcome to
mind if
Old
I
Men
throw it on the
Nostalgia.
podcast feed?
I don't care.
I would say
I
I'll throw it
expect
on
you to
Monday Night
post
Magic's
it.
podcast feed, but MTG Cast died a long time ago.
I expect you to post it on February 2nd, and then on February 3rd, and then on February 4th, and then on February 5th.
It's not a bad idea.
That
But-
engagement.
But I love you guys. Thank you for coming to shoot the breeze with me and give me some content, and also all these people. I'm sure.
serious. We should do this more often. We need to catch up more than like once a year.
Everyone
We
go
do.
watch something, so we have something to talk about next time.
Hey, you guys should watch K-pop Demon Hunters. We'll talk about that.
I will try to do that.
I make no promises. Although I am interested and do want to see it.
I mean, it's a
I will
standalone one-off, so it's not like we're one-piecing it here. So.
Oh, but it's like 1,000 some version of some division of seconds clues. I can't do all of those in a row.
So milliseconds,
1,000
man.
moments,
Do you have
Cluze.
any idea how much ADHD I have?
1,000 frames of animation, Clues.
They actually changed the animation frame rate during action scenes.
Good.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Okay, right. But seriously though, we're gonna stop the stream now. So thank you everybody for coming to hang out. As one of the YouTubers of all time says at the end of every episode, Ordinary Things is the channel. Don't let the bastards grind you down. That seems weirdly
That seems appropriate.
for this day and age. And yeah, I'll try to get these guys back at some point before, I guess that would be December of this year.
During this calendar year.
That's right.
Okay, bye everybody.
Good night.